Morning, guys. How are we doing? I'm back here again with the Lolcow podcast. Now, you might hear a bit of crackling still on the microphone, still in for a replacement to arrive. Trying a new brand because this one I've had issues with the replacement and all I got previously for it, so I had to send it back, all that kind of fun stuff. But I'm trying to catch up with the Lolcow podcast because if you noticed from my last one, I wasn't overly enthused with it because it was just kind of it was a lost episode. Apparently, it was one of their best episodes. I wasn't overly impressed with. This is DSP versus Wings and Boogie. This is meant to be like a fun one where they're kind of calling out DSP. A bunch of it's about DSP. I don't know DSP as well as I would know probably Wings and Boogie. DSP has never really interested me as a Lolcow. I've watched a documentary or two on him, but I thought, why not? We'll try and get caught up with this, and then hopefully I'll do the most recent one in a live stream, which was. Like, I have the full one, like, downloaded still, which is, like, the hour and 50-minute long one, which is Keemstar apparently going at them. I've seen a couple of the shorts from it. Doesn't look... It looks fake. I'll just say it. Like, I'm so sorry. I know I'm, like, such a Debbie Downer on all this stuff, but it always just looks fake. Every time I watch any of this stuff, I'm like, it just feels like you notice that your view count was starting to slip, and we have this, like, Keemstar comes on and goes after the Lolcows kind of thing. And he's trying to start fights with, like, Turkey Tom and June the King and everything. And it's just like, okay, cool, bro. But this one meant to be fun. We'll go into it. I'll cut out any bits I don't find interesting, obviously. So hopefully this isn't an overly long video. Let's go, guys.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Lolcow Live. I've got the Walmart shoppers here, Mr. Boogie2988, and of course the legendary COD Master.
Oh, look at him go.
Wings of Redemption. Guys, we just watched a video on DSP. He called you guys Walmart shoppers. He made it seem like he didn't need money, a guy that just recently filed for bankruptcy. And basically called you guys...
Why was Boogie, like, smiling and nodding along to that? Yeah, he did have to file for bankruptcy. Apparently that's your life expectancy, Boogie. Apparently the next thing you expect to do is file for bankruptcy at some point. You're the guy claiming, I'm gonna have to sell my house or I'm gonna go bankrupt. Out of everyone here, I don't think Boogie is the one who can smirk and, like, nod along to that. Wasn't, like, DSP's bankruptcy, like, 3 years ago now? 3 years ago. I think it was about 3 years or so ago. Because I was right at the start of the pandemic, I think, was when he was going through court. Because everyone said that's the reason why he actually got it passed, was because it was going... I have no idea. I didn't follow the DSP bankruptcy thing too closely. I just knew a lot of the figures on it were kind of fucking iffy. So another similarity with Boogie, I guess.
He's a desperate, and it seems like a massive cope.
I forgot to play the video. Okay, thank you.
I really feel.
I was really wondering if we were going to get to see this video because I don't, like I said, don't watch like DSP too much. So let's see how he goes.
This is the difference between myself and the other people who people consider Lolcow. All right.
Like that.
When you look at the Wings of Redemptions, when you look at the Boogies, and you look at these people, here's the difference. Boogie and Wings, they shop at Walmart, right? Anything to get ahead, anything to make a buck, anything to fucking get them to a position where they're doing something because they need that, right? I don't need that. I'm successful. I have a business. I'm good. People come and watch my content. They enjoy my content. They support my content. I do positive content all day. I don't do this Lolcow shit. People try to...
I just have to pause because of the positive content thing, because there's nothing I like more than DSP's constant claim about the positive content. Now, see, this is a weird... I wasn't thinking DSP would go this line about, like, I'm successful. I'm a businessman. They shop at Walmart, which is a very American thing to say. I was waiting for him to say, I shop at... I was supposed to say Applebee's, but I don't think that's a real place. I have no idea. Like, Target. I shop at Target. Is that a higher class than Walmart? I don't fucking know. I was expecting to go, like, I'm successful. I don't need the money. These guys do anything to get ahead because I'm a successful businessman. People come and they donate. Because, like, obviously anything you ever see DSP, it's him talking about how the X new game that he's playing isn't bringing enough money for him and he needs more people to donate than the vest streak and all that kind of shit. Because the reason I always said DSP wasn't interested in taking Keemstar's offer wasn't because he didn't want to work on the Keemstar or anything like that. In my head, it was purely because DSP did not want to receive $50,000 as the sign-on bonus that I'm assuming Boogie and Wings got. Because obviously, Boogie hasn't really mentioned that, since, because he's still doing the whole, like, I'm financially bankrupt, ooh, I feel sorry for me kind of shit. So I'm assuming DSP just didn't want that because then his fans would be like, oh, well, we don't need to donate. You just got 50 grand. How many times could he say, oh, well, guys, that needed to go to taxes to try and get around that he just got 50 grand. He doesn't need as many donations.
Pull me into their spinning vortex of drama shit. So, but I'd stay out of it. So why would I want to be involved in a show like that? I'd be a moron, right? Before all this drama with the Lolcow podcast, okay? I was friendly with Boogie.
I always find it weird when I hear people say Lolcow or Lalcow or whatever the fuck pronunciation they go for. That's always sticks with me. But it's always the irony of like, because I always say on my other channel, on the Gerbil Down channel, because like constantly the two girls are very much like Boogie, where they try and act like they're above the drama and they've moved on from the drama and they don't care about the drama, but they're just going to quickly address it here, and then they never quickly address it. It's always like the entire video is ranting about it or whining about it, and they just bring it up randomly. DSP's here saying, I'm above the drama, I'm not part of the drama, but this entire video is just him sitting talking about the drama.
Over the years, we had a few conversations behind the scenes.
Oh my God.
Back and forth. Not long conversations, very short ones, brief ones, a little, you know, how you doing? Hope you're doing all right, or whatever. Back and forth, like Twitter DMs, like that, right? And one of the conversations that we had was about particularly working together on something. And at this point, there was a situation where we were talking early on about this Lolcow podcast and the possibility and stuff like that, right? And I'm going to paraphrase it. All right, I'm not going to sit here and read the direct DMs I had with Boogie. This was over a year ago. So again, this is before any of the drama of this year or anything like that. As we're having this conversation, we're talking about the
It's so weird about the podcast thing, because he's trying to make it sound like he first approached Boogie for the podcast idea. Like, do I believe him and Boogie probably have talked in the past? Yes, but that's more because I think Boogie does reach out to people who are in what he thinks is a similar situation to him. Like similar Lolcows, you're having issues, and he wants to know, how did you take down a troll? How did you... Because like, I'm pretty sure I've never been able to find it. So if anyone actually does know where it is, let me know. But I always remember specifically that Wings at one point said that he talked with Boogie about how to take down a Reddit. And I always remember that because it was not too long after that, apparently, that the Salmon Talkie got taken down. And I think it was Wings pretty much told him, I was going to off myself if you don't take us down, and I'm going to blame it on you guys. And that's why Reddit took down like a subreddit on Wings of Redemption. And I always remember hearing that Wings had said that to Boogie and told him how to, and he then obviously would have gone on to use that to take down Salmon Talkie. But I've never been able to find that clip. So I'm not sure if that is just like my brain is playing tricks with me here, or if like that's so minor a drama, people moved on from it very quickly.
Possibility of working with Keemstar on a podcast or whatever, right? The way he equated, I know this is weird because I didn't bring this up, he did. Boogie actually said something to the effect of the way he sees YouTube or how YouTube is kind of like Walmart, all right? So let's think about that. It's kind of like Walmart. Well, okay. Walmart, everyone knows.
I'm just going to say, I'm going to quickly beat him to the punch and say, I have no idea. I've been to Walmart exactly once in my entire life, and it is very big, and that's all I know. It had lots of stuff in it. So I'm going to come from this from a totally Irish point of view, where I just was like, whoa, this place is huge.
It's a pretty bad business, right? Is it? Okay. Walmart comes into town with the lowest prices, the lowest cost for their products, and when Walmart comes to town, they sweep in and they take over. They could cause all the small businesses in a town to go completely out of business. Now, Walmart is a fine company. They don't break laws. They do everything law-abiding, and, they're on the up and up. But, man, when they come in, they can completely wipe clean a small town, and now the whole town's focused on the Walmart, right?
I'm really struggling to see how this compares to YouTube, other than YouTube is like the biggest in what it does at the minute. However, like DSP, someone who heavily benefited from YouTube, and he also benefited from being one of the first like real Let's players. So much so that he was so early in it, and he kind of dominated it so much early on in his career. Because the only reason anyone knows about DSP is he did really well at the start. Is he didn't even need to like upgrade from filming his TV screen for ages. So it seems weird coming from DSP trying to like put down like YouTube, but I guess that also it came from Boogie. Boogie was actually the one who said this to DSP, but like it also doesn't apply because it also helped Boogie. I'm not really understanding the metaphor so far.
That's YouTube, in a nutshell. That's literally YouTube, and that's this Lolcow culture on YouTube. What you found is people who are so desperate, right? They need to make money in some way. But they can't just operate anymore and have a life on YouTube for some reason. Maybe their popularity has waned. Maybe they just made a ton of.
Isn't that literally DSP though? Like I know self-awareness is never like a key feature in like Lolcows. They're not well known for having self-awareness, but like isn't DSP like literally just describing himself here? Like isn't it a bit weird?
Mistakes or whatever, and the only way that they can get attention on YouTube is by creating drama. So what they do is they create the drama. They know the drama's toxic. They know that it's harmful. They know that it's not good. But that's the only way that they can get.
Didn't DSP come out recently and say like Comcast or like a big like network company was like deliberately targeting him and giving him online lag so he'd lose at Street Fighter or something like that? That's kind of a bit drama. I don't know how real that was. I never looked into it after I heard the initial allegation. But isn't that kind of like drama-y? And isn't like, I don't know, if you guys don't donate to me, the vest streak is going to end today. That's kind of causing a drama in your own community, to be fair.
Get by. So they sit there and they create drama. And then everyone else sits outside and says, ha, Now we capitalize and we jump on this and we make 2-hour documentaries and we do podcasts about them.
Still
And we
sore about
slam
that.
them and we rip them a new butthole and we constantly make fun of them and we meme on them and we milk them. Milk them. Are you aware?
You milked yourself on live stream, didn't you, Phil? I don't really know. Like I said, like Phil is one of those people who like kind of benefits from the culture, though. It's so weird that because like I said, originally I thought he said like, oh, Boogie claimed this to me, but now he's saying it like this is what he believes. That's why I was confused earlier on when I was talking about it, because the way Boogie's talking about it, DSP's talking about it, it's like this is what DSP seems to believe on the issue. But I don't know. He's someone who does benefit from the Lolcow culture. Obviously, DSP wouldn't really have much of a viewer base. He's also the one who like benefits from having trolls. Like weirdly, DSP is someone who actually benefits from having trolls. Like Wings doesn't, and I don't think really Boogie would ever really seem to benefit from actually having trolls. Like he actually does. Like DSP actually does benefit from having trolls, because anytime a troll like comes and copyright strikes one of his videos or does something to mess with him, like Comcast apparently is just trolling him in general, he always gets the most donations right after that, because he says, guys, I'm being attacked. White Knight Army, gather around me and throw money at me because I'm being attacked from the outside. I still remember he got like a copyright claim. I don't even remember. Maybe it was over a year ago now, back when I was more into like just following kind of loads of different Lolcows. And I watched some of his stuff, and he got hit by a couple of copyright claims. And he was like, guys, my channel is under threat. I'm in big trouble here. I was expecting more money to be coming in, but because of these copyright claims going, I've had to take down videos and all this stuff, and I was expecting more money coming, so I'm actually in trouble. And people actually did donate to him. It was actually one of his most successful streams. He's coming out and saying, I got copyright claimed. It was a fraudulent copyright claim by an evil troll. I need help. And they actually did help him. So like he benefits from the troll culture and the Lolcow culture.
That Turkey Tom is part of this Lolcow culture and Lolcow cast. I didn't know that. I don't watch it. I'm not paying attention to it. Sure. Oh yeah, he's called one of the Lolcow farmers. Yes. Him and Woodahar and others. They're showing up to every show, and they're not highlighted like Lolcows. They're highlighted like big shots, right? They come to the.
We have to get a fucking snort in. It feels like Keemstar just photoshopped that fucking snort in there. They're not really showing up to every show. They're showing up to one show so far. And it was probably like one of the least viewed. It wasn't great, honestly, in my opinion. And I like Turkey Tom, I like Mudahar, and I like Nicholas Leorio. It wasn't overly successful, so I don't know if they'll do it again.
In order to basically degrade the subjects of the show, which at this point I guess is Boogie and Wings and whoever this other person is who was my replacement, because I didn't do the show, even though you can't replace someone.
Oh my god, they actually just, like, with that picture of Tommy C, they actually replaced goatee for goatee. Holy shit.
Who never agreed to do the show. But whoever they are, I guess, right? They're basically, it's like a shooting gallery. Like, here's the people who are supposed to be the hosts, but in reality, they're just the targets of ridicule and toxic behavior. Again, they're just people shooting down at them. They're being degraded to the point where I guess Boogie was forced to get on his hands and knees and apologize to Keemstar because he went on someone else's show and there was drama, and he's like, you should have done it.
I have to admit, I still cringe because Boogie, like, likes to post that picture online because Boogie thinks, like, this is me, I'm so Andy Kaufman, I'm so funny, look at this thing where I was, and it's like, yeah, it was obvious watching it that he was just doing it like for attention and for the show, but it was just like really cringe because like whilst Boogie's like, it was obviously a joke, I was obviously being sarcastic, even though he also apparently didn't know it would be posted, which is I just do not believe whatsoever. But it's like, but bro, even the fact that you would do that is humiliating. Like, that's the thing. It's like, even if you weren't doing it seriously, the fact that you would do it at all is still fucking humiliating, and that's the thing you should have been taken away from it. Not like, that was a really funny joke because people talked about it. It's like, doesn't mean it was a joke because people talked about it, bro.
On our show to make us money. Now apologize to me that you did this because you're so stupid. And he did it, apparently.
I'm sorry, Tommy C. I'm sorry, Daddy Keemstar. I'm sorry, Nicholas Di Fiorio. I don't know how to pronounce him. I'm sorry, Jordy. I'm fucking sorry. It was fucking stupid of me to go on Rich's fucking show and give away the fucking storyline.
Right? Now, again, I didn't see any of this. This is people telling me this. And I'm like, can you imagine? I'm sorry, but anyone who's involved in this Lolcow culture shit, you got to get yourself fucking reassessed at a fucking professional. Because there's a difference between, oh, there's some celebrity gossip, or, oh, no, my entire source of entertainment is actually when other people get harmed, or we bully people, we degrade them. It's fucked up. All right? So, I want you to know how disgusting that sounds. You're milking a human. Okay? Not even for sus. You're not milking.
I'm sorry, just you're milking a human. Like, he's trying to be so you're milking a human. Like, he's trying to be so serious throughout this, and then he ends with, "You're milking a human." Come the fuck on. It's one of those things where, like, obviously DSP is going to hold this opinion because obviously DSP gets trolled. DSP is part of the Lolcow culture, even though he's trying to say that he just isn't. Because in his head, if he just says, "I'm not a Lolcow and I'm not part of this," he just somehow thinks people are like, "Oh, fuck, okay, never mind." Like, it's a voluntary thing. Like, you have to turn in your card every month to get it validated to remain to be a fucking Lolcow. It's like, well, no, you're still part of it. You don't like being a part of it. That's why you're so upset about this whole thing. But you're still part of it. It's also, I don't know, I find it silly. People saying your only entertainment comes from Lolcows. Obviously, like, people who are into Lolcows are just like normal people. They're not like crazy psych. I'm sure there's some of them. I'm sure there's some of them. But, like, they're just also normal people. Like, I'm pretty sure some of them go to the movies. Some of them probably watch anime. Some of them probably, like, absolute degenerates, and they watch VTubers for some fucking reason. But, like, they're just normal fucking people, you know? I don't know why he's kind of acting like these people are, like, psychotic evil bastards who are just there to ruin his life and milk a human being.
Them for milk. You're milking them for profits, for money. And every time you do that, you hurt them. But you don't care. There's no quality, no moral compass here. Who cares, right?
It feels like he's just like got his little soapbox out and he's like standing in the middle of the town square, like preaching to him. I'm assuming himself in the mirror here because, like, this doesn't apply to the Lolcow podcast because the Lolcow podcast is like a voluntary thing. Like, specifically, Boogie and Wings are both desperate enough and hungry enough for attention that they will go on and they will do this shit for attention. So this is a voluntary thing. It's not like they're being bullied and picked on. Like, they 100% said, "We want to do this. We want the money." So that they're more than happy to do it. Like, it's like when people try and say, like, being in the military is cruel because the military requires you to go and do awful things. It's like, yeah, but the military at the moment is obviously like an entirely voluntary thing. So it's not, because the people choose to go in and choose to do that stuff. Like, Boogie and Wings chose to be on the Lolcow podcast because, well, Boogie in particular is just desperate for any form of attention. Wings is desperate for money.
Humanizing the person. You're literally categorizing them as an animal, not a human.
Dairy animal.
You've degraded them to the point that they're just cattle, all right? The absolute quicker you get out of this toxic vortex, the better. Especially for someone like Turkey Tom, who seems like he's got his head on his shoulders, he's smart, he's intelligent, he could make great content, but he has to get out of the toxic vortex now before you're stuck in it forever. Because guess what? You'll be the next Lolcow. You'll be the next one who 10 years down the line, you're desperate for content. And what are you going to do to get it? Well, all you ever did was make fun of people. No one cares about you anymore. Now what are you supposed to do?
Wait, it doesn't just make fun of people. Like, Turkey Tom's videos kind of, like, run the gambit. Some of them are, like, really harsh on people. Some of them are, like, pretty light, and they kind of discuss just the general dramasphere. I don't think Turkey Tom's actually one of the harsher ones. Turkey Tom is probably one of the softer ones, especially when you hear, like, he's going to Boogie's house to film content with Boogie to try and help Boogie out. Like, Turkey Tom doesn't come across like he's, like, an overly bad person. I know this is, like, DSP, like, sucking up for, like, whatever reason, but it's weird because, like Mudahar is kind of the same. Like, Mudahar really isn't, like, a big drama tuber guy, like, as much as the other ones would be, because obviously he actually talks about, like, real issues and video games and everything like that. I don't know. Like, I think it's perfectly fine to make videos on drama. Obviously, DSP just doesn't like it because DSP is the target of videos such as that.
Right? You're the next one on the list, man.
Boogie, where are you on this particular thing?
I mean, I'll just be honest with you. Phil is just one of the very few human beings in the world I actively dislike.
Wow.
I think I hate that guy.
Wow.
It's not me.
No. Look, you.
Is it me? Is it me? Is it Jude the King? Is it Sunny V2? Is it Mr. Snowflake? Is it, I don't know, name any other person who's ever talked about Boogie, like, whatsoever. I wonder what his opinion on Mike Plum is after the whole documentary thing, because I've noticed he stopped advertising it. He stopped putting up extended clips and all recently. He's taken down the banner advertising it. Everything to do with the documentary mysteriously isn't being talked about on his channel anymore.
You're redeemable. You're forgivable. Everything that I hate about myself, I see in Dark Side.
Oh no, not this. Not this again.
Every insecurity I have, he's the walking version of that.
Oh my god, he literally did this during the Wings of Redemption boxing match. He did a big song and dance about, like, Wings, I want to fight you because I see myself in you. You're all the bad habits of me, and I want to try and beat sense into you now so you'll change and become a better person than I couldn't, because he has to throw himself on the altar at the same time, get up there and nail himself to that cross else was also talking about someone else.
I talk about money. He spends every day begging for money. He gets mad when he doesn't get it.
So do you.
Unhealthiness, mentally unaware, oblivious, delusions of grandeur. Everything I have a little bit, he has all of it.
This fucking guy came out and just said he has a little bit of begging and a little bit of delusions of grandeur. This is the guy who sits there on his live streams and like every fucking like 15 minutes will go on like a 2-3 minute long fucking diatribe about why you should donate to him, make entire raps about why you should donate to him, and then at the end of the thing he'll be like, I'm bored, let's watch Francis videos, and he'll just sit there and like watch his own Francis videos, like laughing at them and smiling and sitting looking at the chat going like, guys, type funny when this is type laugh when you laugh at this, it's good. And then like refer to his like, did you drink my Mountain Dew as, what was it, a groundbreaking day in the history of YouTube? Didn't he call it like that? A monumental day in the history of YouTube? It was like some ridiculously grandiose title like that. And this is a guy going, I have a little bit of delusions of grandeur. Phil has a lot more than me.
He hoards it like I do M&M's, dude.
I don't think it was bad, to be honest with you, because you can actually recall a time when you screwed up. Wings, where did you watch this video?
See, DSP actually does recall times when he screwed up, but DSP always recalls times when he screwed up, being like, this happened to me 4 years ago, because he always set like a time limit. He won't ever admit there's anything he ever did wrong within the past year or so, because that's too fresh. You can still go against it. He thinks it makes him look humble if he goes like, well, guys, 3 years ago, I was really dumb. I was really stupid. I said really stupid things, guys, and I really regret it. Which is exactly what Boogie does, like, literally still. Admittedly, if you ask him about the Tesla situation, he will still claim that everyone's lying about it and no one understands it and still, like, change the story. So, Tommy, I disagree. They're pretty much the same person.
Video, how did it make you feel? Do you feel like a Walmart shopper? Are you cheap? Are you just a loser?
He looks like a Walmart shopper.
Supposed to work with Keemstar?
Well, I look at this. I understand that I'm friend season.
Is this a fucking? Is this like fucking like Boogie? Where anytime Boogie is filmed, it's like in his contract now. If I'm being filmed, there must be a Mountain Dew can sitting nearby. What the fuck's with the Coca-Cola Mountain chilling back there? I thought this guy liked Pepsi. Why is this scale sitting on the Qatar? What the fuck?
7, and that if you have a show any length of time, there's a period where it's peaks and there's peaks and valleys and everything, and I'm at the tail end of my career, and like this gives me an opportunity to reinvigorate myself and put myself in front of a new audience once again, because I've been doing this thing for 16 years, Phil. Yeah, 16 years. That means like most people that subscribe to my channel right now are dead subscribers. Most of them could be dead subscribers. You know, they could get
some of them actually died.
Yeah, so like I needed this opportunity to refresh myself, to put myself in front of new eyes again. And here's the kicker, Phil.
Isn't the audience like the same though? It's the Lolcow podcast. Like, are you really putting yourself in front of a new audience? That's the weird thing that Boogie will claim, that Wings is claiming here, that they're putting themselves in front of a new audience and they're getting new attention. And so yes, you're getting more views on this than you would on your own channel and your own videos and such. But it's not like a new audience. Because it is the same audience, it's the same Lolcow audience. They're just more likely to watch this little compressed chunk of whatever, as opposed to like a Wing sitting there for 3 hours playing Call of Duty or whatever. Side note, the Blue Yeti is one I'm considering getting as my replacement here. Yeah, I think Wings is probably working out better for him because he comes across as like a more genuine person, and people do think he comes across better during these. I've heard he didn't do too well in the next episode, which is the one with June the King. I heard he doesn't actually do too well in that one. But I've always said about Wings that Wings will come across like a totally normal person until someone mentions a troll to him, and then instantly they are scum, they are beneath him, they are disgusting human beings. It doesn't matter what they did, if they made a factual documentary about him, anything like that, they are just subhuman to him, because he has like got a Pavlovian response where if he hears the word troll, he starts like fucking twitching and thinking about making like teeth soup.
We didn't get the $50,000 because of you, and we still decided to do this podcast because just the opportunity alone was worth to do it.
So they actually didn't get the 50 grand. Because this is something I've mentioned a few times. So they claiming they didn't get a 50 grand. Firstly, like I'm not actually sure if I believe them that they didn't get the 50 grand, because if someone offered to pay me 50 grand to say, hey, here's 50 grand to do this, and then like someone dropped down and said, well, we're not going to pay you 50 grand anymore, you're going to get 5 grand. I'm like, no, you offered me 50 grand. There you go. You want me so much to do this, you're willing to pay me 50 grand. So I'm not going to do it unless you pay me the 50 grand. So I don't know how much I believe them unless they are just the biggest fucking doormats who have ever existed. So maybe this is like part of their storyline to try and get around admitting how much money they got. Like I said earlier on with Phil obviously wouldn't have wanted to admit how much money he was actually getting for it, because then his pay pigs might not actually give him money. But like, you know, Boogie and Wings would also have vested interest in not admitting that they got a large like windfall.
So let me talk a little bit about what Phil is referencing in this video, this Walmart thing.
Oh, okay? Thank God. I can't wait for him to talk more.
I used to talk to Phil every once in a while. I would message him, and I just knew he was like a guy on the internet that people hated on, right? I didn't never really look into him, and I just assumed it was unfair criticism, right?
Sure.
And so I would write him every once in a while.
Do you remember when Boogie got really upset about me? Well, even when I wasn't covering him, he got upset about me. He kept talking about me over and over again. I think it was during February. Maybe he wanted me to come back and talk about him because he was getting the documentary all set up, and he really wanted me to come back and help promote that for him. Who knows? But I remember specifically he started getting really pissy, and he brought up Amberlynn Reid a couple times because he was like, oh, I have no idea. People just really bully her for no reason, because I talk about her on my main, my side channel, kind of heading towards being my main channel nowadays, I guess. And he randomly brought her up because, oh my God, people are attacking her. People are so mean. Random, fat-phobic, evil people. I actually do believe that Boogie probably does just reach out and see, oh, Phil's getting hated on. I might as well make him my friend because, I don't fucking know. I might as well just make friends with people on my level.
And when this pitch for this podcast came along, I went into his DMs to try to convince him to do it. And he told me, he's like, no, I won't do anything with Keemstar. I don't work with Keemstar. Keemstar is trash. I don't do that. And I'm like, dude, look, nobody likes their job, right? Okay,
nobody likes their boss.
Right, exactly. Right? But this is a $50,000 payday, right? Like Walmart's all over this nation. All right. Nobody likes clocking in at Walmart, but you need the paycheck. Okay. Your life doesn't have to revolve about where you work. Your life should be outside of where you work. Show up for the paycheck.
Yeah, but it's kind of different. Imagine if you like you're into, because like remember Boogie's entire thing is his like YouTube legacy. He's like obsessed with like his YouTube legacy, being seen as a big celebrity. The comedy club thing during the documentary, he literally introduced himself. Like the second the guy looked at him, he nearly had his hand up like he was in class. I'm a YouTuber, by the way. You know, his entire being is tied to being a YouTuber. So him trying to say like, well, no one likes being in Walmart, but you go in and you do your job in Walmart and you go home. That's not how Boogie sees this, because Boogie sees like the Lolcow podcast as like, he pretends, once again, that this is him being Andy Kaufman, because that's just his claim anytime he ever gets any form of pushback. Is he, oh, that was Andy Kaufman, you can't blame me for that, it was me being Andy Kaufman. But then he goes to his own channel and he uploads, and it's like, bro, it's the same audience. It's like the same audience, because there's a direct crossover, because you talk about this on it. It's not like it's a secret project where it's like Mandalorian Gaming. Where Mandalorian Gaming, who really popular, makes incredible video game reviews, but then he also has Zeth Zintent, or whatever the fuck the other channel is, where he makes like parody kind of reviews, like he's really sarcastic, and like yeah, obviously like the voice is similar, but like if you don't know it's him, he never like specifically says, hello, this is me. I am also doing this side project on his main channel. So there's two separate entities that do not cross, especially because Seth Sintesh makes like very edgy jokes at times, whilst Mandalorian Gaming is a lot more straightforward, and I don't think it would play as well to that audience if they knew he was so edgy on his other channel. You know? So there's an actual divide between those two. Boogie, there is no divide. Boogie acts like this on the podcast, where he's trying to be like brasher and ballsier, but then he'll go on Twitter and he'll act like kind of similar at times, but then kind of his other main channel YouTube self at times, and then his Twitch self at times, because he has like all these different personalities that he's trying to weirdly juggle, even though they keep crossing over, and that's why it just doesn't work as concept.
Yeah, man. And like he thinks he's above working at Walmart. He even said he's above shopping at Walmart. All right, what are you? You ain't above nobody, Phil. You ain't above nobody or nothing.
A guy that just recently declared bankruptcy is basically telling that he's above what you guys are doing. What it isn't really that bad. You're just talking about yourself and talking about your history of the internet.
Let me tell you what I'm doing, Phil. I'm doing this because I have a wife who's a cancer survivor. I'm a 400-pound man that's gonna get sick.
I'm just gonna make a point. What the fuck? I don't know. Maybe I'm weird, okay? What the fuck is with these people? And just randomly bringing up, like, my wife's a cancer survivor. Or Boogie saying Chris or Tom's a cancer survivor. Or Boogie's entire thing about cancer or whatever the fuck. What is with them just bringing up things that are totally unnecessary? I'm trying to remember. There's another one who had said it recently where I was just like, bro, where the fuck did that go? Where they just suddenly just drop. Like, this person had cancer, or they're targeting this person, and at one point they had cancer. And it's like, where the fuck? How does this... my wife is a cancer survivor, so that's why I'm doing this podcast. It's like, bro, I'm going to say, I don't think that factors in too much.
And any chance I have a chance to broaden my business or potentially make money, make fucking money, I'm going to try to do it. because like at the end of the day, I'm doing this for more than just myself. Quit being selfish.
Yeah, I'm doing this for similar reasons.
It's not. Oh yeah, Wings. Everything you just said, and yeah, that too as well for me because fuck it. Like Wings is a better orator than Boogie. Certainly, he comes across as like a more normal human being. I think his point was that just bizarre with the my wife is a cancer survivor, but like whatever. Boogie, of course, like is so much more performative. So like whatever he's the point to say, it's gonna sound really fucking stupid. But I don't know. I honestly think DSP probably does make more than both of them still. Like, Wings doesn't make, like, a huge amount of money. Like, I've been on his live streams. He doesn't get, like, a lot of donations anymore. He generally gets, like, I don't know, 300 to 400 people. Like, maybe he gets more than that at times. But anytime I've looked at him, he gets, like, 300 to 400 people, which isn't outstanding. Because I've had live streams that have got, like, 300 people. So it's not, like, incredible. Boogie, his live streams are kind of the same kind of area. They kind of get 3,000 to 4,000 views. Not overly incredible either. He probably makes more than Wings, but I think DSP makes more than both of them because DSP, he has the grift down. He's like so much better at the grift than either of them.
But let me go ahead and add that I'm doing it because I know who I am. I know what I am.
Do you?
I know that I'm a guy who puts his foot in his mouth every single opportunity I get. I've done it in my personal life. I've done it in my private life, and I've done it online. So if I get an opportunity to make money from one of my biggest faults, why wouldn't I do it? Right? Like, pay me to be the idiot that I can be sometimes. And in fact...
Yeah, but see, once again, that doesn't work, though. When he's trying to say, however, this doesn't count compared to my main channel YouTube. That's totally different. Like, totally... On my main channel YouTube, I'm a lovely, incredible, amazing person who just gives great advice and just is someone you should look up to and want to strive to be, because I'm a legend of YouTube. Like, it doesn't match when it's like I'm doing this to make money and make a name for myself as this fucking weirdo idiot, but at the same time on my main channel I'm also just a saint. It kind of clashes with the two of them. It's like if I said, I don't know, it's like if I had my Girl World Ireland, where I was just like, I absolutely hate lolcow culture, and I think it's really mean that people are so critical of lolcows. It's like if that was my entire personality on that one, and then over here I was like this, and kind of shit on people.
One of the coolest things about this podcast is I get to come in here and ramp it up. I get to be exceptionally.
Is he going to say Andy Kaufman?
Exceptionally idiotic. And I get paid to do it. People are entertained by it, and most of the time, especially in the pilot episodes we filmed, I walked away feeling good about it. I'm like, that's good.
I do not believe that in any way when Boogie is like sitting there fucking whining afterwards on Twitter, when Boogie is sitting there looking like he just wants to throw himself off a fucking bridge the entire time. I don't buy this sudden, like, actually guys, I've really enjoyed this so far. Sure, bro, like, fuck whatever you say.
It's going to be funny. That's going to be outrageous. People are going to enjoy it. I'm going to have a good time. I've tried to watch Phil's show. Yeah, I've tried to watch Phil's show. The only thing that Phil's show does, it bores me to sleep to begin with. Okay,
digital melody.
And then and on top of that,
I love Boogie just doesn't like listen. Anytime anyone interrupts him to say something, he's like, yeah, and it just goes back to his point. There's no acknowledgement of what they said or anything. Yeah. And he just goes back to his point, because this is just Boogie in the middle of his like monologue that he probably scripted beforehand. I remember Tommy C used to shit on Boogie for he came in with like scripted lines and scripted jokes that he wanted to try and work into the episode. So when Boogie goes on one of these tangents where he won't let people interrupt him, I'm like, okay, is the teleprompter over here or something like that? Is that why you keep glancing over there every once in a while? Are you just like reading the script off your teleprompter or something like that, and you can't be interrupted? You have to try and get it out. Remember he did that during, like, I think it was one of the earlier episodes where he started saying something and Tommy C like just outright totally interrupted him, so much so that he couldn't away, and he actually started again, and he started his speech again from fucking like letter one and just started, and you're like, holy shit, this was definitely scripted, because you're actually saying the exact same shit again.
He thinks I'm just so mad I can't even talk.
All right, he thinks he's better than you guys.
He thinks he's better than everybody. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's not that, okay, nobody's better than me and I ain't no better than nobody. Okay, I learned that in Head Start.
There's a lot of people better than Boogie. This is the thing. There are people better than other people. That is just as simple as that. There are people who are better than people. Anyone who goes like, no one's better than each other, they're probably not a great person. They actually think that everyone on like a fucking a meritocracy is on the same level, or just like a not being a shit human being are all on the same level. It's like there are lots of people better than Boogie. There are lots. I don't know, like on different metrics. As a YouTuber, loads of people who are better at being a YouTuber than Boogie. As like a man, loads of people better at being a man. As a pet owner, loads of people are better at being a pet owner. As a boyfriend, loads of people better as a boyfriend. Financials, loads of people. Like there are loads of people who are just better than Boogie. in many, many different ways. And it's really weird that he always likes to try and go to this when Boogie then will also put himself above people by calling himself a YouTube legend. When him and Frank Hassel were arguing, he was like Frank Hassel is like beneath him. He said that if he met Logan and Jake Paul, he wouldn't piss on them if they're on fire, which obviously thinks that he is above them, that he wouldn't even stoop so low as to like piss on them to save their lives. These are shit like Boogie said, so he doesn't believe this. Just he wants to try and do this to try and act humble. Like, I am a humanist. I think we're all the same.
That was 4th grade. We learned that shit in 4th grade, okay? We're all just people trying to make it work.
4th grade? Was that before or after you did the bit where you pretended that everyone in your school was like pro-LGBT in the Bible Belt in like the 1970s or whatever the fuck it was? Where he claimed, oh yeah, we all used to make gay jokes, but if anyone ever said one of those gay jokes to a gay kid, we all beat him up because you don't say that. And then this person came out as trans and we all accepted it and we thought it was incredible and we made them fucking head cheerleader. All this kind of nonsense. He's like, bro, the fact that you lie so much about your childhood for that kind of shit, when you're trying to say like, well, in 4th grade I learned, did you Boogie, at what point during your fucking like fantasy life did you learn this?
Phil. All right. By the way, Phil, this is my message directly to you, Phil. I want to make it abundantly
clear.
This
is so
You don't
scripted.
think you're part of this podcast, right? Except every episode we've uploaded, you've talked about it. All right. You've talked about it. You've tweeted about it. And guess what?
Yeah, that's because he is brought up in every single one. To be fair, like if not to stick up for Phil, but you bring him up in every fucking podcast. Of course, he's gonna answer it when people are asking him about it.
To bring you up in every single.
You already do.
From here on out.
You already do.
A segment where I talk about how you e-begged this week, about the stupid shit you said about me, about Wings, about Tommy, about the show. I'm gonna make sure, and I know, Phil, look at me when I tell you this. You're gonna respond.
Like, try to remember this entire time, Boogie is like reading this from a script, and this is fucking cringe. I was trying to think if there's anything more creative I could say, but there isn't. It's just so cringe that he's trying to go like, this is a wrestling promo. Also remember, by the way, he had messaged Frank Hassel before the Killstream debate and wanted to do like a wrestling promo where him and Frank argued because he was trying to like win Frank over to his side or something like that. Like, this is what he's doing now. He wants to try and make this like a wrestling promo because he desperately wants attention. So he's more than happy if DSP keeps referring to it. He wants DSP to answer this so he can try and like get some more attention out of it. And you're just sitting like, bro, it's, I don't know, maybe it just came across as more natural, be more interesting.
On every single time. I know you will. I dare you to try not to.
I got something into duty streams. Look, I don't, and you guys are probably supporting this, I necessarily believe everything that the troll video guys put out, but I'm just going to report this, so I don't know if it's wrong or not, but Duty Streams reported that Phil went on Thanksgiving, he begged his brains out, acted like, his life is going to fall apart, and he claims he has a Twitter account that is like Phil's secondary account. I can't verify whether it is. It very well may be. And he bragged about dumping $800. This is just in the last 24 hours on WWE champions. What do you think of that, Jordy? You ever do?
Boogie's face? What? Remember, this is also the guy who, during his financial part of his documentary, said, I got Final Fantasy 16. I had to buy it. That kind of shit. So, like, this, like, theatrical. It's like I always said, if I could put, like, a big cutout, I maybe just move my potato up here and just cover this so like you can't see these fucking like ridiculous faces he's pulling. Well, like Wings is sitting there like, yep, okay, like he's engaged, he's listening, and you got Boogie being like, what? That's so insane. And then it's getting ready to monologue for the next 5 minutes straight about it.
What do you think like that?
No, I've spent $600 on Rainbow Six over a 7-year span, but I'm pretty open with that.
Yeah,
but like Phil's
that's fine.
Conservative.
Unironically, I think that's absolutely fine. I know some people would be like really like opposed to it, like microtransactions of it. I actually don't care about that kind of shit. I really, really don't. A lot of freemium games I play entirely for free, but there are games I will put money into. It doesn't really bother me. I think that's totally fine. Obviously, when DSP is like they're begging for money constantly, and then is apparently going out and spending thousands upon thousands of dollars trying to get Hulk Hogan in a video game, that's obviously kind of cringe. But that's because he's broke. If he had like $40 million, that's fine. I always remember Total Biscuit once came out and said that he was okay with paying for like stat boosts in video games and extra card packs and Hearthstone and stuff, because he already said, I have a lot of money and not a lot of time, so I'm more than happy to spend some of my lots of money to make up for not having time to sit here and grind. And I always was like, yeah, I get that, and I actually totally respect that. The problem is, like, DSP's obviously broke, so him doing it is not a good idea. Boogie is also someone whose entire storyline right now is look at how broke I am. So much so that he went to do like a financial audit or something like that. I'm going to talk about it soon because people have been like messaging me telling me I need to talk about it. So his entire storyline since the begging video last October is I'm so broke. So when he's pulling videos, like, what? You spent stupid money? It's like, yeah, it's you. That's what you do.
50 grand on WWE champions. And like some people
Some
say
reports is up to 100,000.
Yeah, 100,000 plus, right?
It's insane to me because I'm addicted to Magic the Gathering, and I haven't spent that much on the physical game, much less the digital game.
He has.
Like the digital,
He definitely
comes
has.
out of the digital game, I'll spend $50.
But Boogie used to buy cases, like multiple cases of the booster boxes when they came out, and he also bought a couple cases each time for like the collector's boxes when they came out. Back on his like unboxing live streams, he used to unbox 2 to 3 collector's box, which are like $200 to $300. I think generally like $300. Some of them more. Like he did one with the Lord of the Rings one recently. After his full financial problem, and it was like $440 or something like that for one box of the collector's booster. So like, yeah, I do actually imagine Boogie has probably spent tens of thousands, if not $100,000 on Magic the Gathering. I 100% would accept that.
Bucks, which adds up to like $200, $250 a year. How do you spend that kind of money on anything? I mean, you know, other hookers. But on a mobile game, at least I got laid.
On a mobile game.
Boogie did this recently as well, where he tried to like flex about his money and spending it on hookers, because I kind of remember what it was, but he tried to call out people for like buying porn, and he ended up, I don't remember what it was exactly, but he tried to call out people for buying porn, but then he's tried to do the whole like walk it back, his whole fence sitter approach, where he ended up saying, you know, but admittedly, I was stupid and did that too, I spent it on women. However, I got to meet those women and have sex with them, so I guess, you know, mine's a little bit better. You know, that kind of thing. Because he was just trying to find a way to, like, humble brag that shit in any conversation. Tommy sees, like, explosive laughter at Boogie just doing, I paid for hookers. It's just like, Tommy, did you not even see that joke coming? Like, it was so obvious. It's so obvious. It's like his only joke. I spent lots of money on hookers until you actually tell me that I spent a lot of money on hookers, and then I'll be, actually I didn't. I only spent like 10 grand on hookers. So if you just challenge him, say, oh, Boogie, you did spend 100 grand. Just see how quickly he will walk that back.
Pay to win game.
Right.
You
You
have
know what I hate the most about Phil though? Like this is the thing that's always irked me.
Is he annoyed? Is he annoyed because he didn't get the reaction he wanted? He looks so fucking frustrated suddenly, like throwing himself back and leaning back. He looked frustrated. Is he annoyed that he got pushback on it? Is he annoyed that people didn't take it the way he wanted to? What the fuck?
A few years back, Phil had problems with the IRS, and Phil needed to raise, I don't know the number. Let's call the number
$50,000
or something like that.
It was
right?
more than that for his
Phil had to
taxes.
raise $4,000 to pay his back taxes, and Phil had this. I want to call it a begathon, but like he calls it something else. I don't know what he calls it, but basically it's like this marathon stream where he streams for like 12 hours and he plays like 3 or 4 different games, and everybody comes out and he has positive content. He goes out there and he makes like $6,400, so he clears his goal. So what ends up happening? So you see,
That's more money than Boogie raised for charity that time for his birthday. And the birthday he was going to end his own life, apparently. That's more money in Phil's fucking begathon than Boogie raised for fucking charity. And I think that also includes Boogie, like, matching the money himself, I think.
takes his $6,400 and he spends $2,500 that night on WWE champions and Total Wine. These people came out here to bail you out of your IRS.
Okay, but this is the thing I will bring up once again. The biggest problem, like I said, you mentioned trolls to Wings, and he starts having like nervous fucking tics. You mentioned trolls to Boogie, and he'll say they're the worst people who've ever existed. Literally, he will say that. But then Wings is like quoting from like troll videos on DSP, because I guarantee he didn't go and source that information himself unless he's on DSP's fucking Kiwi farms and he's looking up the information. He's taking that from like a documentary or something like that. So all the documentaries on Wings or Wings thinks they're all false. All the documentaries on Boogie thinks they're all false. But the documentaries on DSP, that's reliable information, and it's fine to bring it up and propagate it as fact.
Taxes, and you took the money they gave you to go towards that tax debt and you spent it on a video game and alcohol.
According to Duty Streams, he did it last night.
Yeah.
And they got this like Twitter account. I'll send it to Connor if he wants.
If you are filing bankruptcy and that's what you're doing with your money, that's disgusting.
Well, I think but he's too good to come on here.
Yeah.
What was that's genuinely like the low voice Boogie. Can we fucking not? Can we just fucking not when this is in your entire storyline right now?
I mean, here's the thing.
Just look at them. It's like
No, let Wings speak,
$100,000
please.
on
Thank God.
Hogan pictures. You can have a Corvette, a brand new Corvette, or you can have this stack of digital Hogan pictures.
Of course, he was going to talk about
what are you
Corvettes.
doing, Phil?
You know what really gets me mad about Phil every time I see it?
Oh, I can't wait.
I see Phil there's so many clips of this. Just check Twitter where he's like, "Well, we've been streaming for an hour now, and we haven't reached our subscription goal.
talking
We
about
haven't
whale
reached our
calling?
donation goal. We've reached our donation goal, but we haven't reached our subscription goal. Like, how are you mad at people
you know what we
for
need?
not giving you free money?
We need a fucking
Nobody does
foghorn.
that, too.
We need a foghorn every time Will does a whale call. It's like have it reach out across the land.
I've e-begged. All right, we've seen it. I've got an entire
Everybody's
video
done it from time to time because you get frustrated.
The entire
Not everyone.
internet shamed me for doing it, right? But show
Not Wings. Not everyone has e-bagged. I'm just gonna say not everyone has e-bagged. Just can we not put ourselves in the same category as you and Boogie, just to make yourselves feel better? Not everyone has e-bagged.
Show me where I got mad that nobody gave me money. Show me where I eat that inkling in my mind.
I can
man.
show you
I can't
where
even
Phil could have
fathom
bought
it.
that Tesla that you wanted.
What?
Yeah, I know he could. That's one of the things that drives me crazy. Is he has in the past.
I'm gonna say with instances of Boogie getting like quote unquote mad when he hasn't. See, the thing is, Boogie rarely gets like mad. That's the thing. Boogie does. Like I don't know. Maybe it's a narc thing. Maybe it's a manipulative thing. But he rarely shows his like angry side. It's not very common that he actually shows his angry side. Weirdly, when he's angry, he will like financially try and shame like Frank Hassel, which is, I guess, his anger is connected to finance in some way for Boogie. But it's very obvious he is not happy that he's not getting the money he thinks he deserves because he does beg so much. If you didn't think like that, you wouldn't keep doing it. You wouldn't beg constantly. There's a point recently where people like make fun of him in his live streams. I can't remember which live streams. I have the clip somewhere tucked away. But people will come out and like mock him and call him an e-bagger, and he will then just say, "Well, because you called me an e-bagger, I'm now going to e-bag," and he'll then e-bag for a couple of minutes straight. And say, anytime anyone calls me an e-bagger, I'm going to e-bag twice as hard. I was like, that kind of comes across like you're mad, but it's not mad because no one's giving you money. It's mad because of people calling you an e-bagger, which is still a financial thing. But like I said, if you were happy with the money you're getting and you're like, this is free money I'm getting, I'm blessed to receive this, that kind of attitude that he's trying to pretend to have here, you wouldn't constantly interrupt your live streams that are the lowest effort live streams imaginable. Like my live streams are low effort. We're on the same par of super fucking low effort shit. But Boogie will just sit there every once in a while and just stop for 3 minutes to say, "Hey guys, live stream, donate to me. If you don't hit this hype train, I'm just gonna sit there going until you donate to me. So if we don't hit level 2 in the hype train, I'm just gonna keep making that noise until you do." Like that kind of shit.
Made good money. Now, based on everything I've seen so far, that can't be real anymore. The view numbers are worse than mine. How is that possible, Phil? If your YouTube channel is doing worse than mine, and I've been at this game for 17 years, and I spent the last 8 years purposely tanking it because I'm an idiot. If you're
Last 8 years purposely tanking it? What the fuck? So he's been tanking it since 2015 now? Jesus Christ. Like, it just keeps getting longer. I always joked that Boogie will keep extending the quote-unquote break that he's on. Now we're back to 2015 since Boogie decided to purposely ruin his YouTube career. Okay, bro. But, like, his money doesn't come from views. Like, Boogie's money mainly comes from views because he rarely ever live streams. DSP live streams, like, every day. Twice a day. That's where his money comes from. It's from memberships and donations. Boogie doesn't really have many memberships, and he doesn't really live stream much, so he doesn't get many donations.
your numbers are worse than mine, what is going on? The money ain't there.
Tell me. No, the money's there.
Money is
his
there.
begging
Yeah,
is
it's there.
Like he spends 6 hours a day, 7 days a week with this e-bag mess. Well, 6 days a week. He has a day off.
Subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because he makes $100,000 a year. Like,
he does.
To put that in perspective, I make like 40. So I make like a third of what Phil makes doing.
Go on, Boogie, chime in. Tell us the new figure that you're pretending to get. I only get 7,000. Yeah, top set. That's all I'm getting per year now.
Doing my YouTube channel. But for some reason, Phil, who has a business degree, has no foresight in his whole life. There's never been a time I've come home and accidentally ran out of fucking money. It's like, oh, I woke up today and, it's out of cash. There's a bank overdraft. I guess that means I don't got no money. I need you guys to tip. Like, I've never got upset at somebody for hitting me with a super chat, because for those who don't know, super chats YouTube takes a cut out of, right? Phil can't have that cut taken out. He needs the tips today. So he has like this alternate link that you can link so he can put it right into his bank account today so he can buy his groceries. How is this a man with a successful business when you're asking people to give money today so you can go buy fucking groceries? I get paid once a month, Phil. You get paid once a month. Have a business foresight and be able to ration your money.
Well, you just said he doesn't get paid once a month. That's specifically why he set it up like that, so he gets paid. I know a lot of people who have like alternative like donation. Like, I don't do it because like, I have to admit, like unlike I'm saying, everyone e-bags. Donations are never been a huge dealio for me, so like I'm happy enough with whatever the fuck I get. Boogie and Wings, on the other hand, like. Yes, they get like bits through Twitch. Well, Wings doesn't anymore. Bits through Twitch, super chats, everything else. So they will get paid. Boogie, like what DSP is just, I don't know, probably arguably being financially smarter if he's doing a system like, I don't know, like Power Chat or whatever the fuck it's called. I can't remember what other chat services are called, or like direct tips to PayPal, because at least he gets the money like immediately. And I'm sure Wings used to get that too, didn't he? Because he used to complain about chargebacks to it, and I don't think you can charge back a super chat. But I think he was getting chargebacks through like PayPal and stuff like that. And he was disputing them through PayPal. So obviously Wings used a different payment system as well.
Money out till you get to the next paycheck. Or foreign concept. Save your fucking money.
Yeah.
So
but
like when
Goldust and John Cena were having a Black Friday sale.
yeah. Save your fucking money so when you have a bad month, you have money to fall back on. So a foreign fucking concept.
Dude, I
But
felt bad about
reissuing
spending.
the British Bulldogs.
I felt bad about spending 99
He's waiting for
cents.
the market.
Boogie, well, whatever the fuck you're gonna say, just fucking don't. I feel bad for spending 99 cents. You fucking don't? I already know you don't. You already know you don't. Can we fucking not? It's just, like I said, it's always just so weird when you're watching like the Lolcow podcast, and it is these guys sitting there talking about finances and mocking someone for finances, and you're sitting there like, bro, isn't that like both of your things? Like, isn't it?
I feel bad about spending 99 cents on Pokemon Go for
Sure you do, bro. I believe
and
you.
at least I'm getting exercise for that. How do you?
He had to bring up Pokemon Go specifically so he can pretend he gets exercise. He looks bigger than I've fucking ever seen him. Like, obviously, like after surgery. I'm not Boogie. No, I'm sorry. I'm not pretending that you're 600 pounds again. You can't make that claim about trolls again. He looks bigger than he did this time last year. I said, guys, I'm out exercising all the time. It's like, oh, why are you exercising? So my fucking 20-year-old soon-to-be wife doesn't fucking lose me. So
buy
dumb.
that now match
so
3
dumb.
game. At least me and my girlfriend are walking around a park
Oh my
on Sunday
God,
to catch
he's seriously
sheep.
just
Imaginary
talking
sheep. It
about
costs
his
99
girlfriend.
cents,
You know
dude.
what we should do? We should all get together on stream and play WWE champions. Like
That's it. I'm not putting money into it. That game looks stupid.
it does look
problem-
stupid. I've never played it before in my life, but we should.
Yeah,
all
I'll
get
do it
together
though.
and play
We should get an emulator and then log into it,
Look,
and
here's
then
a-
stream it on live.
Here's the thing about these mobile games that a lot of people don't realize, and I'm talking to you if you spend money on these mobile games. Okay?
Oh my God.
Raid, Shadow
Is it gonna be
Legends, whatever
stupid?
it is. Okay, all
Well,
of
Boogie just made sure he's not getting his fucking sponsor. He's about to
these
get-
games, including my favorite, Magic the Gathering Arena, you spend money on those games to get ahead, but you don't actually get ahead because they then match you with people or match you with computers or match you with AI
Yeah, that's such
that's
a
up
scam.
to the new level that you're at, right? So you're like, you think, oh, I'm skipping the grind. The game is the grind. That's the
We
game.
know.
You're skipping.
People are fully aware of this, Boogie. You're not an enlightened fucking man of wisdom here coming down from the fucking peak of the mountain to tell everyone about like mobile games are a scam that are designed to keep you fucking playing. We get it, bro. It's literally, yeah. You buy special characters and you pay people with those special characters, so you buy even specialer characters to try and beat those people. We get it. It's like literally the market. It's been around for a decade now. We get it by now.
The game when you pay for that shit. Okay, you're not. The game doesn't get easier. The game doesn't get better. The game doesn't change.
get
It's
better,
the same
sometimes.
grind. Then the same game. Only the colors or the graphics are a little different. Ooh, pretty colors. Are you for?
Well, to be fair, Boogie, this
Okay, that's kind of like different. Like, yeah, some people are happy to pay for like aesthetics in video games. Like, some people are happy to pay for customizable content in video games. Like, it's pretty standard. Like, I think the argument is like, are you for? It's just kind of like fucking weird. I don't really keep track of Boogie's like video game concept that he plays a lot. I know he played Mario a lot recently, like the new Mario game. Like, I don't know if your favorite game is Mario right now. You can really come out and shit on people because, like, are you for playing that game?
is kind of like positive Phil. He has like a 95% win rate on WWE champions.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Well, it's worth it then. 100 grand?
Like
Sure.
he's one of the
actually-
best players on the game. Like he's up there.
He just needs to stick in an extra 20 and that'll be a 96% win rate. You know what? The biggest problem with Phil is he has not committed nearly enough money to that game for that 100%.
I'd rather have 100 grand worth of hookers. I gotta be honest.
Me too. Me too.
At least you guys have to tell your kids, right?
We gotta-
You can't tell your kids about the pool.
Yeah, but
And again, my biggest insult for all of this, I'm so sorry to dominate the conversation, but I'm just so mad at Phil.
Are you? Are you? Like, are you really? Every time Boogie says, and the thing is, I just immediately just like shrivel up. It's like some people when they hear me click my mouse to begin speaking, it's like, oh, here comes 5 minutes of nonsense.
I'll try to make this the last thing I say, okay? But to think that DSP is better than me.
Oh my
even
God,
me,
he's
but much
back at
less
this shit
everybody
again.
at the shops at a Walmart.
Oh
you
my
think
God.
you're better than anybody, Phil? You're the kind of person that you have everybody's dream job. When I was growing up
Oh my
playing video
God.
games, I wanted
We're
to
seriously just doing the fucking point again. In a way that Boogie is going to do it to try and be humble, because obviously Boogie is also just describing himself here. He is just going to do it to try and be like so humble. We're so gifted to have this dream job, everyone. Ooh, woo, parasocial shit.
play video games and earn a living doing it. And you know what? I do. I have for the last 15, 16 years. I'm so blessed to do that. The day that I get mad about that
Fucking
is the day
called
that I've
it.
completely lost touch, not just with my audience, but with humanity.
Oh my God.
You are living your dream job.
Didn't I fucking call it? Like, I feel like I didn't even need to comment on it any further. Like, I fucking called it.
And you're pissed
you're just trying to track
off.
him into drama. He's not about drama. He's about positivity, guys.
I genuinely, you
I
need
don't-
to spend
I
about
don't co-sign what Boogie's
$100,000
saying
on therapy, Phil.
Because like
Okay, I'm done.
you can get your sucked for a living. Eventually, you're just gonna get raw. Any job can turn into a sour apple long enough. My biggest issue with Phil is he thinks that we are sticking into like the Lolcow like persona where we're actually we're rising above it. You know,
Well, you're
like
not.
my value is
Well,
never,
see, this is the conflict here. Because Wings is like, see, the thing is, we're actually rising above the moniker of Lolcow. You know, and it's like, yeah, arguably Wings is potentially trying to do that because he's coming out and he's being like a normal person. He sounds fairly reasonable when he speaks. But Boogie is specifically not. Boogie is specifically being, I'm playing up my Lolcow-iness. So it's like how the two sides of the spectrum here are really fucking clashing for what you guys are trying to do here.
been higher, Phil, in the last 5 or 6 years than when Lolcow podcast came out. You know what's going to happen? A year from now, we're still going to be doing this. We're going to forget about you, and you're still going to be begging for money on Thanksgiving when you should be spending it with your family. You're going to be waking
Unironically, does anyone actually think the Lolcow podcast will still be around New Year? Remember the Keemstar show that came out? And like, it didn't get views like half as good as the Lolcow podcast did. But how many episodes did it last? Like 7? Maybe less? You know? Frenemies didn't last a huge amount of time. It's a podcast that is already seeing a very sharp drop-off in its viewer base. I think the first video got like 220,000. I think they're down to like about 80-ish thousand average now, which is obviously still good. It's obviously way more than Wings gets on his videos or Boogie gets on his videos, like on average, but it's not great. And like the kind of like reaction I see people giving it, it's either like pretty positive or incredibly negative. There's no like, this is amazing, I love it, I look forward to it every week. It's either like, yeah, that's pretty positive because you've got my Lolcow here and I can sit here and laugh at it, or incredibly negative. Unfortunately, I'm more towards the negative side because like I just didn't enjoy the last episode, which is why I really slowed down when I was meant to be catching up on it, and this is why I'm really bad at YouTube, because this is the month with the most like money you'll get on YouTube through AdSense, and I'm like, I don't fuck it. Maybe I'll do a video on it.
up, hoping you don't overdraft, hoping somebody comes through and hits you with $100 so you can get some fucking bagels and jam on your successful business. That's what's going to end up happening, Phil.
Well, and look at it this way, Phil. Whenever you think you're bigger than Boogie 298, like, oh, I just got Hulk Hogan. Boogie got an LA 10, you know. So there you go, Phil.
I will say, Phil, each person in this chat, I don't think any of us live streamed on Thanksgiving. We spent it with our family and friends knowing that the paycheck from this podcast is coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming in. Yeah. Fucking ungodly cringe. I have to admit, I also don't care if like straight up, I just don't care if Phil like live streamed on Thanksgiving or whatever, like, because there are people who won't be, so there are people to be entertained on that day. Like usually, I think I did I do Thanksgiving like live stream this year, or was I off sick for it? I can't remember. But like, obviously, it doesn't mean a thing for me because I'm not American. But there are people who need to be entertained, so it doesn't bother me if someone wants to do it on like Christmas Day or whatever, because it's like, well, there are people who need, to watch something. There are people who like might not have a family, people who don't celebrate it, whatever, and they want to have entertainment. Boogie, of course, only said that so he could try and go like, well, I was with my family having it, because he claimed that he went to like his girlfriend's parents' house to have Thanksgiving, and the only photo of it was like him and her, and she was, of course, like more stoned than you've ever fucking seen her before in her life. And he's like, oh yeah, she just smoked all of her dad's weed, ha ha ha. And it's like, why did she do that? I thought she only smoked weed when she was socially anxious, like when she had to go outside the house or be on camera. Why would she need to be like stoned as fuck to have Thanksgiving with her family? That doesn't make sense.
Got some hookers and booze and cocaine. There you guys. Well, I find it really interesting that Wings is talking about his second birth, but Jesus Christ, boy, he's like teacher's pet or something like that. You see the comments, oh, Wings is such a good guy. Wings, oh wow, he just seems like a normal person. What is with this?
Oh
man?
yeah, Wings. That's because they totally see me playing Call of Duty, and I've always said,
you're a suck off. You're sucking off the audience.
I mean, I'm the only person here that said I wanted to kick our balls.
Yeah, yeah. I have to admit, I don't think Wings is really sucking up to the audience, because like some of his points are still like stupid. I don't think I really wouldn't argue that Wings is trying to like suck up to the audience in any way, because he still disagrees. If you mention trolls or lolcows or anything like that, people who are likely to watch this, he's very opposed to them still. I don't think so. I think he just comes across as more normal and genuine, because that's kind of more his brand nowadays.
Well, I think I might have said that.
Jordan, let me ask you a question though.
What's up?
I seen a video, somebody tweeted at me, and I thought instead of watching, I would just ask you, did you call me an incel on your live stream?
110%.
Really?
Break that down, please, for
100%.
me.
Spend 200K on hookers. How can you be an incel?
Do you own a mirror?
What? He spent 200K on hookers. How can he be an incel? That's literally what incels do, bro. Yeah, like the incel comment about Boogie is not even a new one. Like people have been saying that for ages. Like I've been saying that for well over a year now. That Boogie's like he's like an incel, and his audience are like pure fucking incels. Because yeah, they really are. If you ever sit down and listen to talk about women, yeah, they're fucking incels.
I suspect you might not, but I mean, like, come on, at least I got my hair.
Here, Boogie. If you took away all the money sexes you've had in your life, and you just included like your wife and your current girlfriend, my body count's higher than yours.
Current girlfriend, as if he's not paying for her.
I was broke till I was 34. What's your body count?
12.
12?
Right, well,
what was your body count minus hookers? You remember it?
Mine was 7. Yeah, mine was 7.
No, it
it's
wasn't.
currently 8, unless you count all that nonsense.
No.
How many?
Okay. So he's now claiming 8. So that's Des and Des 2. That's 2 of them. So where's the other 6? Were we factoring the other 6 women in? Like, especially when, remember, this is Boogie, who claimed that he was dating Danny up until he was like 23, wasn't he? And then shit went down with Danny. And then he like locked himself in his house for like 7 years. Remember? He didn't leave his house for 7 years. He just played World of Warcraft for 7 years straight. Didn't leave the house for 7 years. Okay? So there's no dating during that time. He said that previously before. So that takes him up to being like, 30? And then 34 is when he married Danny? Or no, not Danny, Des. 34, sorry, is when he met Des. So we're claiming that he had like 5 girlfriends in like a 3-4 year period. And one of them was apparently the feeder, who he was with for anywhere from 2 months to 2 years. It really depends on what time Boogie's telling the story. But apart from that, he then was like, I don't know, smashing box for like the last year or two of it. He was just like dating girls constantly. Like which girls are we including from the sugar baby dating part? What are we including as a body count from that? The girl with the autistic child, is that a genuine one? He claimed she was his girlfriend at the time. The girl he bought Leo with, is that girl real? You know, the hot 19-year-old he met through a friend at the card store. He claimed that was his girlfriend at the time. Lucy Fox claimed to have a girlfriend at the time. Like, what girlfriends are we going for here?
With hookers.
Oh, I stopped counting.
Oh.
I'm not happy about it, but that's how I just stopped counting.
I'm not happy about it. I just bring it up on like every single chance I get. It's weird. I'm not happy about it though, guys. I'm just saying. Like I've fucked a lot of people. I'm just saying. I'm not happy about it. But just so you know, I fuck. How dare you call me an incel? Just so you know, I fuck. Okay. Mike Plum, tell them I fuck. Direct quote from fucking Boogie 298. Tell them I fuck.
You stop counting. Did you count them for a while?
I did. Yeah, I think those part of it.
You ever been with a hooker? I don't know, maybe you can't say this because you're married, but have you ever been with
too many women out there willing to give it away for free to pay for it.
Yeah, never, not once.
Not once.
Didn't you want LA 10?
Nah.
You're a big star.
See, here's the issue with me, right? Like, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and like, do I think like some like Hollywood actress is good looking? Sure, but that's not what my body desires. I kind of have a type. My type is corn-fed, red hair, curly hair, voluptuous.
Bumpkin.
That's like that's my type. That's what I go for.
Bumpkin.
I'll tell you.
I can't wait for fucking Boogie to fucking ride on in here in his mobility scooter and fucking say, well, my fucking one is a fucking 5 foot tall, 80-pound ginger girl when she's 19. Hashtag legal age.
I'll tell you what I learned more than anything through
Oh,
that
I
experience,
can't
other
wait.
than to, keep your money. I learned that some of the most physically attractive people are some of the ugliest inside I've ever seen, right? Like, not everybody has the advantage of being both ugly on the outside and inside like me, right? But a lot of these people I met through that hobby, they were just the most self-centered, narcissistic, and that's coming from me. Self-centered, narcissistic, hateful, bigoted, racist monsters, man.
Yeah, but Boogie was like paying a prostitute to sleep with him, and she just randomly went, now, let me explain to you my opinion on Indian people, because racist, like, where did this fucking come from? Like, where would this come into conversation with a prostitute for like the fucking 10 minutes that they're going to speak with Boogie before sleeping with him and leaving? Where is this coming from? Oh, they're terrible people. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? You're paying a girl to show up and have sex with you. That's it. They weren't hanging around. They weren't your besties. They weren't your best friends who just chilled with you all the time. They showed up and they slept with you and they left. You maybe went for dinner with them. Did their conversation just instantly turn to like race politics? It's like, well, guys, do you believe that crime is more prevalent in certain races? Is that how they opened the fucking date with you?
Dealing with people that gave up.
What?
They gave up. They gave up on. I mean. So they gave up on life. That's the girl's version of giving up. They just tapped out. Fuck this shit. I need the money.
I got some questions for you. First off, at what point in your life did you start realizing that you needed like fashion tips? Because you used to have this like goatee thing that was fucking terrible. Like, did your first wife like come to you and be like, "Yo, you got to stop this. Grow the full beard."
No one ever did. Because so here's always been my thought process.
I don't even remember what Boogie looks like anymore with like this look, because it's like so like standard with him, because it's obviously terrible. But I'm like, would he look better like shaven? But I think he has the beard, so hide his second chin. That's why I think he has the beard. But I'm not sure anymore, so because I don't remember what he looks like anymore without the beard. Like, I don't know. The goatee, I think, is probably more iconic for him. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of him when he was like Francis, like earlier on in his time period. I think it was like more iconic. I was really glad, because I was about to say we're skipping if it just turns into like I'm just talking about fucking prostitutes again, because I'm so bored of that topic now.
So when it comes to personal grooming, and you prove me wrong, boys, okay? No one's going to look at me and be like, oh, he's all together except that goatee, right? Like, that's the one bad thing. If you can look over the morbid obesity, the giant forehead, the brash attitude, the idiocy, if you can look past all that, you're not going to stop at the goatee. You're going to look past it, right?
Hey, Wings, your beard sucks too. I mean, let's be honest. You have a terrible beard. What are you jumping on his goatee for?
I mean, my beard's great right now.
Your beard. So when's the last time?
We're in a fucking podcast of three guys with like the most like I'm like a middle-aged white man beard that's ever fucking existed. It is like one slight step below just a soy boy beard. Like, I'm sorry, like they're all like the same. They're all like the same beard. they're all the fucking same.
I mean, so like you went in and had it trimmed.
Oh, I'd trim it myself.
I mean, I've been 3 weeks and I gotta go. When's the last time you had yours trimmed?
I mean, my girlfriend trimmed mine last week and needs to get trimmed again.
Girlfriend, do we get a?
Hey, I'm just letting you know I have a girlfriend, guys. Are you aware of that? I have a girlfriend. Should I interrupt the conversation again? I have a girlfriend, by the way. Just letting you know. Okay, Boogie. The more times you tell me it, the more times I definitely will believe it.
Especially done.
No, you don't.
You look sharp.
Don't spend that money. I'm gonna go somewhere else. I'm gonna go food or medicine. Do that shit yourself.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't consider Boogie an ugly person. Like, he calls himself ugly all the time. Like, maybe when his teeth were all like snaggle-toothed and like that.
That was funny.
And he had like the beard. But like right now, Boogie's a good-looking guy. He's just fat.
Wings, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's all I gotta say. What the fuck is wrong with you? When Tommy C is the best looking person here, and Tommy C is like a solid, like, I don't know, 6 out of 10, like 5.5, 6 out of 10. He is easily the best looking person on this fucking podcast at like a 5.5 out of 10. Do not fucking call Boogie a good looking guy. Just similarly, like, Wings is not a good looking guy, you know? But like, come the fuck on.
You coming on to me?
And I was gonna ask, like, Boogie, do you like? like, do you put yourself around people that you're naturally better looking than to make yourself feel better?
Not hard.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't hard when your
Pretty
hobby
hard.
is Magic the Gathering. It's real easy to find some people that don't look as good as you. It's pretty easy.
God
for sure.
damn, I'm the best looking motherfucker in this
Oh
room.
yeah, but like if you went to a Magic the Gathering room, he's a stud. You ever went to like one of those gaming rooms?
What laugh
He's
is
got
that?
YouTube cred too, so he's gonna get.
No, I'm
No,
just being serious. Like the first
you
thing that
walk
hits
in-
you.
Oh,
is
God,
when you
if
open
he- please
the door.
don't.
Smell.
There's a smell.
Oh,
Really?
My lord, dude.
Does it really smell?
I have to admit, maybe this is just fucking like an American thing. Maybe it just is, because I have been to fucking Magic of the Gathering fucking events and like a Yu-Gi-Oh event or two, because one of my mates was in it, he's trying to get me into Yu-Gi-Oh, did not fucking pan out. Just like me being in Magic did not pan out in the end either. Like, yeah, there's some freaky looking fuckers there, but like I don't know. The smell bit didn't get me. Like they're like less than like physically like attractive or like smelly or anything like that. They're just like awkward. They're like autistic people, you know, like they were just like very awkward as opposed to anything else. But they're all like fine people. Like they're all like fine people you can talk to them. You're just very aware that these people are incredibly awkward to deal with, you know? Like I just, maybe it's an American thing about the smell, because I hear it fucking constantly. I did see it when I used to go to like anime conventions more. You used to always get people like, you know, make sure you wash, make sure you shower twice a day, you know, wear deodorant, all that kind of shit. They basically were like, had a poster when you walked in, because like there were weirder fuckers at anime conventions than there are at Magic the Gathering conventions. There certainly are. Like I've never been to a Magic the Gathering convention or a fucking event and someone was like awkward, sweaty, weird looking guy with a free hugs sign staring at cosplay girls, you know? So I'm gonna say, maybe it's because I've been to anime conventions and shit. Magic the Gathering people just seem like fucking normal to me.
It's
I just thought that was like
it's
a-
way like it's gotten better. But
Yeah.
15 years ago, 10 years ago still, you would open a game room, it smelled like a sweat lodge. It really did. Oh, my Lord. And none of these people,
damn.
I'll never forget, one of my
They
favorite
had
stories.
to change the rules in Super Smash tournaments because I thought it was a
smells-
bullshit
They
lie.
changed
It
the
smells
rules
too
in
bad.
Magic the Gathering to say you have to shower.
Yeah.
That's in the floor rules now. You have to come fully groomed. I'll tell you one of my favorite stories.
I think you did it for Yu-Gi-Oh!
1998, I
too.
walked into this little gaming shop, Gallery of Champions. I worked at it later in life. But I walked in and there was this dude, and I think we call him like Bear or something, because he's like 7,000 foot tall and like heavy set or whatever. He had open wounds that oozed pus out of his leg, and he wore shorts so he could clean it off during Magic events, right? So
Oh,
he could, like,
my God.
And I'm like, go to the doctor, and that shit did not heal, man. That was like that for a year that he was coming around that shop.
Oh Jesus, that's too funny.
And now Bear is dead because he did not treat his leg wounds. Okay, bro. I listen to stories like that the same way I listen to like Chantel telling her stories about like sucking dick for hamburgers and stuff like that. I'm just like, okay, sure that happened in your head at least.
It's truly baffling. I get it. Like, I get it. Some of us are depressed. Some of us has issues. Some of whatever. But look, if I'm not the nastiest motherfucker in the room, get a hose. Truly. Yeah, fix some shit.
I never got the impression you guys don't shower. I imagine you guys shower.
I have hygiene, but there's times.
I have
Let me
hygiene.
throw it to real
That's
down.
all you have to
You're
say.
a big person. Boogie could back me up on this. There's going to be times where you neglect hygiene because you're unhappy with yourself, right? And this happens for multiple people. That's why I always give out the advice on my
I was about to say, I don't even know if that's like a big person problem. Like, sure, that's like a person problem. Like, you know, this is what makes the biggest problem with like Lolcows, and it's why, like, you know, Wings in particular and like Boogie are both Lolcows, is that they always look at things via their lens. They can't seem to think. It's like when they're talking about it, they say, when you're a big person, sometimes you forgo hygiene because you're depressed or whatever. And it's like, I'm sure everyone does that when they're at times, you know? It's like super skinny people, normal sized people, like muscular guys. I'm sure like everyone across the entire board gets hit by this, but because this is me, I am large, and this has happened to me, it happens to large people because all large people are like me, you know? They kind of like impose themselves on everyone who looks like them or is similar to them.
If you're depressed, you can't get better to the same place that you got sick. What you need to do is you need to wake up every day, brush your teeth, and shower. If nothing else, do those two things, and it will make your life so much better. Just those two things. You don't got to go nowhere. Just invest some time into yourself. And I think a lot of people skip this step. They don't invest time into themselves, or they don't value things. Like, there's so many guys I've seen.
He's right. See, this is also part of the issue with Wings, because he's 100% correct in the information he's giving. But at the same time, if you go and watch his live streams, he's like snippy and angry, and he's not like losing weight anymore. You know, so it's got you're not really applying it to yourself, but you are giving good advice. But it's like similar to like Boogie and all. They will sometimes give good advice, but they just never follow it themselves.
That if they just concentrate, like, let me go get a nice haircut, let me feel better about myself, how much that positivity will roll over into the next thing. And like, it ain't there at motherfucking like Magic the Gathering events, or in my case, Dungeons and Dragons. That's what I like to play back in the day, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yo.
You always see like that one normal guy at a Magic event too. Like, you know, he's like, he just likes the game, you know, his girlfriend and him are like going out later that night, and you just know he's there in part. So
You know, Boogie is just sitting there in his head because this is Boogie. Boogie's not describing himself because he does think he's like the attractive guy who goes to Magic the Gathering events. Based on how he's describing it, based on how he's describing going into Magic the Gathering events, he thinks everyone either looks like him or looks worse than him. Boogie 100% thinks he's going in there as the hot guy. You know he has taken Dez 2 to the fucking like rollout night for the Caverns of Ayexia, or whatever the fuck the newest Magic the Gathering set is. You know Dez 2 was awkwardly sitting in that corner, stoned as all fuck, whilst Boogie's just like playing some random guy. It's like, oh sorry, 1 second, I have to ask my girlfriend something. Hey, Dez 2, you're 20, aren't you? Hey, this guy's 21. I need some cultural help because I don't understand people your age. Because if I haven't mentioned yet, I'm 49 and my girlfriend's 20. If I haven't mentioned that yet, Dez 2. I literally can fucking picture the scene.
he does. He just feels so good about himself because he did at least the bare minimum that day. He took a wet rag.
Boogie is Boogie is seriously just describing himself
he
here.
walked in.
I hate to interrupt you, Boogie, but do you think Wing should start giving TED Talks? He's like,
I don't know. He's the golden boy of this podcast. I saw the comments, man. It's like, Wings has never done anything wrong, right? He's like, he's the perfect angel.
He's Jordy Peterson.
Wake
up, take a shower,
wash your dick, Wings.
Already. Like the vast
Yeah,
majority
really?
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna get fired if you don't start saying some outlandish.
I thought it was just subscribe, donate, or get the.
Boogie, actually, to be fair, isn't wrong with that one. We're kind of at the point where it's like Boogie's trying to ham up his lolcowness, but in a way that he thinks still makes him look good. And he can like write it all off as Andy Kaufman. Anything I say that's negative, it's Andy Kaufman. Anytime I say anything else, it's me being entertaining because I'm being performative, all that kind of shit. Tommy C's just, especially this episode, he's really just kind of there. And I like Tommy C enough, but he's just there here. He's like not really anything in this episode. He's got a funny joke or two kind of sprinkled in, but he's very much just there. And Wings is like so mellow that it arguably kind of takes away from the podcast, because if he was saying ridiculous shit, it would be funnier because he is funnier than Boogie. So if he was saying ridiculous shit, you would feel like real coming from him if he's saying ridiculous shit, because anytime he does make a joke, it's generally a lot funnier than Boogie. Whilst Boogie's like saying ridiculous shit, but in a performative way, so it isn't actually funny. So this is why my issue with the podcast is like we have like really opposing forces that just I don't feel work well together. I'd actually like to see them play video game. Like I think they said the three of them should get on and play Apex Legends. I'd love to see that. Get the three of them on and get them play Apex Legends. Get the three of them on and play Call of Duty together or something like that. See Wings freaking the fuck out because Boogie like ruined a spawn camp or something like that. Get something like that. That'd be fantastic. But as we're just doing right now, it's like well, Boogie's gonna sit there and talk for 10 minutes straight. Talking like a preacher, trying to make himself sound good whilst also trying to be performative. Like Tommy's just gonna laugh at some point, and Wings is gonna like come in with like a quietly spoken monologue that makes kind of sense, but at the same time doesn't apply to him.
Gout.
Oh, that was a good one. Did you hear the metal rendition where like people? Like,
no, I missed that one. Dude, when they were all making songs about you, did that bother you?
No.
I forget the guy used to make songs about you.
Let me clarify here.
Liquid Richard, right?
Liquid
Richard. Yeah,
recently brought
shout out Liquid Richard
yesterday or the day before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called Redemption Arc with the ARK, like arc, like I'm big as an arc.
Oh, really? Yeah, check that out.
Yeah, and he used like AI to like take my voice and like say some real outlandish shit. So like it's real raunchy
really?
if you want to look at it.
I want to check it out.
But I actually enjoyed the Liquid Richard stuff. But it bothered me a little when it first came out because it's like Lolcow kind of like it has waves. Like every little wave you get a little bit more mad. Then you realize, man, I wish it went back to that way. Like I wish they would start making songs about me again instead of like sending the ATF to my house. I
thought it peaked in like the funniest stuff I saw was in I think 2018. Right, because I'm a little older. I didn't grow up with you guys. Like a lot of guys I work with on SFTP, they grew up with you guys. They were there. They were like in the stream during when you were playing Syndicate and stuff like that. So I didn't go. I had to go back. But the funniest stuff that you came out with is when you're getting
match. I didn't.
You get team killed and
did not
you get thrown.
I'll tell you the most disappointing thing you've ever done in my eyes.
Oh no!
Do you know what it is?
Oh no.
You could have got look here and listen, put on your boxing gloves. The left could have been look here.
Wings said that. Wings said that in his announcement thing for the fight. I remember him specifically doing that when I made my video on it. He said that he wanted to get look here, look, listen, put on his boxing gloves. And I agree with Boogie here. He 100% should have done that.
The right could have been
I
listen.
could have done it.
You could have
Like-
gave me a look here, listen, dude. And why
Because
did
they
you?
gave us gloves at the event?
They still would have taped that shit on for you after.
'Cause
They
I
would have
thought
wrote that
about
on marker.
I literally thought about getting custom gloves that said "Look here, listen."
You should have. Yeah,
And then
100%
they
should
told me that
have.
we're going to get gloves at the event that they had to be sanctioned.
You would have knocked my ass out if you just let him marker look
I
here.
did
and
knock
listen
you
on
out,
the
dog.
gloves. TKO ain't a KO. TKO ain't a KO.
Jordy, don't you feel kind of dumb for banning people for writing look here, listen, considering that, you know, it kind of...
Like, I felt like
Oh,
I
really?
fumbled the bag hard, but I was an emotionally different person back in 2018.
Sure,
I
fair
think
enough.
people forget passage of time happens, right? Everybody wants me to be the guy from PKA. I was on PKA last in 2014. That's a decade ago, you know, at this point. And, like, I started getting trolled in December of 2017. That's 6 years ago, you know?
Yeah, that was bad.
See, this is the thing. It's like I say why Wings comes across as genuine, because that was a genuine statement he had, and you laugh at it. It's like, yeah, okay, it makes sense. He was in a different emotional place back then, everything like that. You know, it was 100%. I agree. If you watch the streams nowadays, they're not like his streams like 6 years ago. They certainly aren't. They're not even close to being the same. It's always I always just have to compare it to Boogie though when I'm talking about this, because like obviously Boogie's my guy, but because anytime Boogie brings up that I was in a different emotional state, it is like used as an excuse. Whilst like Wings is like, yes, I'm a fucking idiot, but you know I was in a different emotional state back then. Boogie's like, well, see, the thing is, the reason why my finances are still bad to this day is because I was going to end myself. So you can't really hold this against me, you know? But Wings isn't really doing that, which is why I think it comes across as more genuine and more like understandable and relatable.
So most of the stuff I was watching was like from the last year, and the thing I remember is you weren't learning. You like eventually you got to lean into it, and I don't know what happened.
No,
The doctor got your medicine right, or Kelly, or whatever. I
The
don't know
reason I
what
never
happened,
leaned
but
into it is like when I leaned into it, it made them more vicious. Like if I started having fun with it, right, they would ramp it up. They'd be like, oh, what we're using against him doesn't bother him anymore. Let's send cops with guns to his house.
I can
send
see
the
that,
ATF.
yeah. I can kind of see that.
Here's something they used to do. They if I was ever let them know I was going to be out the house, they would send they would call like a local mechanic, and they would send and say my truck is broke down. Can I have it towed to their shop?
that's terrible.
And like
Wow,
worst.
that's creative.
So
at
like,
least.
so like they would have the mechanic would send a tow truck out, pick my truck up, and take it to their shop.
Oh God, how many times that happened?
It happened one time, and then and then I made sure that it wasn't going to happen again. But luckily, they picked the shop that knew me. Like it was the actual shop I went to. So like all I had to do is foot the tow bill.
I've never heard that before. Seems kind of nuts. It wouldn't honestly surprise me with Wings as trolls like whatsoever. Yeah, pretty fucking wild. My biggest argument would just be like, why did you let them know you were going to be out of the house? Why would you like, especially like your trolls? Like it's the thing that Boogie really feels with as well, and it's the biggest reason why the Des2 thing seems so suspicious to me. Is he makes a big song and dance about like, oh, my ex-wife had to deal with so much shit because the internet is terrible and you'll never hear about a girlfriend from me again. And then he just constantly would drop hints and then constantly say it, even when it wasn't actually a girlfriend, it was a sugar baby. Constantly take like a kind of picture, take a kind of video with the girl because he wanted to flex at you. And for normal people, what's the difference between them and lolcows? It's like normal people would just stop doing that. Like, normal people wouldn't be like Wings. They wouldn't say, I'm going out tomorrow, I'm going to do this tomorrow, I have blah, 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 whatever to do. And normal people wouldn't keep showing different women they're trying to get with, like Boogie does, if they actually thought it was negatively affecting them. But these guys can't. They're just so incapable of doing it. That's what makes them a lolcow.
It's some Lolcow. What's with you in Thanksgiving? Shitting on Thanksgiving. What's the matter with you? I watched your stream.
It's a bullshit
It's not a
holiday.
bullshit holiday. It's not a bullshit holiday. People getting together with their families, chowing down.
Yeah,
What the
well, the meaning's not bullshit. Like hanging out with your family's not bullshit, but the whole idea behind it is just to sell food. And realistically, like it's
You
Black
say about
Friday.
anything, though.
It's Black Friday at this point. Like,
But you can say that about anything. You can say it about Christmas.
Oh, Black Friday's all week long. It's a capitalist holiday.
But you could say, well, so what? I mean, you can say that about anything. You can say about Mother's Day. You can say that about any day. It's just about
yeah, but
selling
Mother's
stuff.
Day you can get away making a card. You can't
Well,
do
you
Thanksgiving
better.
without cooking a bird and spending $4,000 and have. Like,
What the fuck is this face? That's all I see out of the corner of my fucking eye. It's just this face. I'm looking at Wings and all I can see is like the face, and I'm like, he's like, why do you say something stupid?
On a Chinese buffet for
$4,000.
Thanksgiving.
You would say
You could get. I got a question. Did you have a good Thanksgiving though, George?
yeah, I had a great Thanksgiving.
'Cause I know you and
think
Kelly
the food
can eat.
sucks, though.
What did you have? What did you?
Fucking badum-tish,
We had the
boys.
standard. We had like glazed ham. We had like sweet peas with potatoes in them, and the standard shit. But it's
I just like hearing about food. If I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
Describe it slower for me,
do you
please.
say thank you? Do you say thank you, Jordy, or do you act like you expected it? You better have treated it right. What's the matter?
honestly, I'm kind of
You didn't say
in this thing. Like
what's the matter with
I
you?
go to Thanksgiving as an appeasal. Like
appeasal?
I don't
What
want
the
to be
fuck?
there, and I usually get McDonald's on the way home. I pick the smallest plate possible.
Attaboy.
Eat a little bit
Fucking
of everything
hell.
and get McDonald's on the way home.
What a fucking
You have
freak.
lost your
Oh.
honorary fat
God.
card if you don't like sweet potato casserole. Like, what is
Have you
going
ever
on?
have you ever gone to McDonald's after a Thanksgiving meal? I mean, it doesn't even
Yeah,
doesn't even
yesterday.
register.
No.
Oh my God, who cooked yesterday? Is Cully a bad cook?
No. My stepmother cooked. Yeah,
Oh, God,
It's a bad
His
cook.
mom. The food wasn't bad. I just don't like Thanksgiving food. Like I think all of it's just.
I have to admit, I kind of relate to him in a tiny bit. I've never fucking like left. Like for example, like I would compare it to Christmas. For me, like roast potatoes and shit like that you have like a glazed ham or like a gammon joint or whatever the fuck. Like I actually totally relate with that because like for me, Christmas food is like Christmas food. I will only have it on Christmas Day, and that is solely it. I don't really like roast potatoes or any other time of the year. I don't really eat like mashed potatoes or anything like that any other time of the year. I never go like I'm just gonna have a gammon joint or like a turkey crown. I've never had anything like that at any other time of the year. So him saying like Thanksgiving food is just Thanksgiving food, I get that, but I've never like had a Christmas dinner and then on the way home had a fucking McDonald's. So I don't relate to that bit. But I actually get what he's saying.
I don't like
You don't like potatoes and
guys are such-
gravy. You don't like stuffing. You don't like
Stuff-
potato
stuff-
casserole.
stuff-
You don't like
stuff-
pumpkin
stuff-
pie.
stuff-
You don't like
mouth.
lemon pie. You don't like. Oh my God! I don't even
Do you
know you.
Do you know we have to comb the earth in Germany to find the American food to have Thanksgiving, and I'm grateful every year. And you're going to McDonald's? The hell's the matter with you?
McDonald's
You know
is
what?
the American food.
I hope this teacher's pet act with the fans ends today when they hear that.
Yeah.
I hope they start giving you shit again.
All gonna
You
turn
deserve
on.
it.
Let me give you my
Terrible.
McDonald's order so you motherfuckers hate on me
Oh, I
properly.
can't wait.
I got the number 7 with the large fry and the
Oh
Coke.
my God! Why you guys had? Did you both have surgeries and you're stuffing your face like that? I mean, look, I got a weight problem now too, but Jesus Christ, you guys got the what
I got the
surgery is it called?
gastric
You
sleeve.
have?
He got the gastric.
Yeah, he can
bypass.
eat more. He can eat more than me. I have to try harder to stay this fat. You know.
Why do you guys eat like it? Must be that's got to be like a drug,
honestly,
a
it's not-
psychological.
it's
thing.
not
It's
eating,
exactly,
that's
yes.
what
It's obviously
what it is
psychological.
is the soda.
Thanks, Tommy. Guys, this has to be a psychological thing. Really, thanks, Tommy, for fucking weighing in. Yeah, come on.
Like
Oh, you like some?
like even when I got back to eating like bad again, I was like I hung around like 360 pounds, which is a monster to most people, but to me that's skinny Jordy, right? But then like I got back on the soda, and like I can drink some fucking soda. Like nobody.
I
Told
like
me,
soda too. That's a bit that
Nobody
gets
told
me
me
as
that you're
well.
not supposed
That's
to.
anytime I ever feel like I need to cut any form of fucking weight, the first thing I stop is like fizzy drinks. I like fizzy drinks. I don't know. Even like when I'm like at my fucking like best, and I'm just like, okay, I don't even need to eat well here. I'm doing fine. I still try and avoid fizzy drinks because they're just so pointless. That's always something I kept from like when I was younger and like as a proper athlete. I was just like, nah, fizzy drinks are just fucking useless. Energy drinks, I still drink energy drinks every once in a while, but fizzy drinks never fucking do anything for me whatsoever. Just like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like Coke, Pepsi, it doesn't taste that nice anymore.
Drink a 12-pack a day. You know.
Nobody told you that, Jordy.
Nobody told you that.
Nobody-
Don't come at me like
nobody-
this.
I love Boogie's taking shit on him here, but Boogie's the one who blames everyone for his teeth falling out except him. No one told me to brush my teeth. No one told him to not drink a 12-pack a day, so stop it.
I knew I was doing it wrong. Nobody told you. Nobody set you down and said, "Son, you're gonna be diabetic by the time you're 12. You're gonna lose your toes at 13."
You know
Are
what
you
you
kidding
hate about me
me?
the most, Boogie? That
What?
even at 500 pounds, I wasn't even pre-diabetic. I got such
Were
good
you?
genes.
Were you not?
I
Bull.
was not.
What's your A1C right now?
My A1C, I couldn't tell you right off the top of my hand, but like
Mine's a
my blood-
5.1, baby.
my
I'm
blood
killing
work-
it.
I got this
I don't even
picture
know what that
of
means.
My
Boogie
blood
shoving
work's
his face full of
immaculate.
soda.
Though. Like every piece of my blood work is exactly where it should be for my age range.
I got pictures of Boogie shoving his face full of soda and crying. I mean, I can't believe I'm doing this. And then fucking Wiggs is just, oh, it's another Mountain Dew.
I literally have it right here sitting next to me, like it's an unopened
Oh,
Coca-Cola.
God.
I mean, at least I
Okay.
drink
Like,
the
I
zero
woke up this
calorie.
I thought he liked Pepsi. I thought that was the whole gimmick. I thought he liked Pepsi. But okay, you know what? Coke Mountain in the background. That wasn't just a prop. It's real.
Right, you know.
And I took my shower, brushed my teeth, and I was getting ready for my stream. Like, I'm kind of thirsty. So instead of being like a normal human being and grabbing like a bottle of water, I grabbed this motherfucker, a fucking Coca-Cola that I had sitting in my
Motherfucker.
refrigerator. And I didn't drink it, but that was my go-to, right? If I wanted something to drink during my morning stream, It was a fucking Coca-Cola.
That was it.
That's
Can you
my
not
problem.
tolerate the diet stuff? How about a cup of coffee? How about
Diet Coca-Cola is the worst thing that's ever existed ever.
can you tolerate coffee?
No, like if I'm going to kill myself, I'm going to kill myself proper. I ain't going to fucking take the scenic route. Like, I want Coke. I don't want Diet Coke. If I wanted Diet Coke, I'd just drink water.
Hey Tom, I do have a story for you. Like,
Oh no.
I've never cried while drinking soda, but here's a true
Oh
story.
no.
I went to Krispy Kreme. I got a dozen donuts. Okay.
Oh, you sick. You.
I ate 5 of them, like 4 or 5 of them on the way home. I got them home and I realized that I was going to eat the rest of them. I didn't throw them away, like right away. So I threw them away.
You did.
And then
Oh no.
later that
Joe.
night, I pulled them out of the trash and I ate them while I was crying about the fact that I was eating. The thing I did.
All fat people have this story, dog. I remember sitting in my truck one night.
I thought I'd just let that play. We've heard that story before. Like, I don't know. You guys can laugh at it if you think it's funny. I've heard that story before. It always just gives me that image of the whale. The whale when Brandon Fraser, sorry, I want to make sure I said his name right, is binging and like putting stuff on top of his pizza to do a binge. I always just like pictured it in my head as that is what he's talking about.
Because like I live in a hobo, backwoods town called Conway. And so like the only thing open after 12 is McDonald's. I remember sitting in my truck crying because I knew I was going to go to McDonald's and I couldn't stop myself. It was like 1:30 in the morning. It was cold.
But what did you get? What did you get though?
That day, I don't remember that. Probably a double quarter pounder. That was my jam back then. You get the double quarter pounder with the extra onions and the Big Mac sauce. That's the pounder fucking menu.
So you guys cried with me.
I'm just gonna say, McDonald's 99.9% absolute fucking trash. Except there's a chicken Big Mac out right now. That's pretty good. Pretty good. I'll break my like fucking fast food thing for the chicken Big Mac.
You sitting in your big truck, like at a park, eating this
No, it was
double
my
cheeseburger,
I was in my driveway.
ball in your eyes.
driveway.
Why
like
does
eating
the
trash
sauce
donuts. At
taste
least my
so
food wasn't in the
good?
trash can. All right, but here's something for you. What's the laziest thing you've ever done in your life?
Laziest thing.
He's down pissing in a bottle. Come on, he's down
the
pissing
last
in a bottle.
5 years, probably.
You want me to do mine to give you time to think?
Yeah.
There was this one time I was playing Diablo 2. This is 2004-ish. I had one of these chairs. I was kind of leaning back in the chair, and I've been playing for like 12 hours at this point. And I fell out of my chair and hit the floor because it kind of rolled back on me. And instead of getting up, I just went to sleep.
Oh my God, Jordan.
What a fucking story. You know what? Fucking fantastic. I was waiting for like I didn't want to get up, so I just sat there and played on the floor. I was waiting for a piss in a bottle or something like that, do a quartering. I wasn't expecting. I collapsed and just fell asleep because I was like, well, fuck it, this is my life now.
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
There is not a story. I am the most desperate lolcow on the planet.
Yeah, okay, bro. Like, my one piece of advice, okay, Boogie, if you're actually watching this and you're actually going to take any fucking advice I ever say, just try and not be fake when you're talking. That's it. Just try and not let me look at you and be like, oh, he's being performative here. Like, oh, he's trying really hard. He's trying to be over the top. Because it actually takes away from the funniness. Like, not even just for laughing at you as a lolcow when you're, like, deliberately trying to, like, ham up your performance. It's not even for that. It's just in general, it's not as enjoyable to watch someone be, like, so obviously fake, you know? So just, I don't know, rein it in. Just give, like, a natural reaction to something. Like, I don't know, act like a human. That's all I really can fucking say. Because anytime I see him, like, starting to pull faces, whoa, like, really, like, start overacting, it's like, ugh. Whatever you're gonna say, I just know I'm not gonna enjoy it because it's not, like, genuine.
And I don't have a story that bad. That is insane.
I got another one.
Hit me.
Thanks,
We
Jordy,
used to
for
have
being
this little
funny.
dog named Peanut. It wasn't a miniature poodle, but it was a toy poodle, so it was a little smaller.
You didn't need him, did you?
No, I didn't.
I didn't feel like going to the fridge, so I just ate
I was
the
having
dog.
barbecue wings. I had sauce all over my face and my beard. And Peanut was walking by. I picked the dog up and wiped my
You
face
let him
with the
lick
dog. Because he was black fur.
Oh, God.
What the fuck?
Oh, God. Jordy.
Never mind. Okay, Jordy's kind of coming out of his shell a wee bit here. I kind of enjoying this shit. But the biggest problem is, you know, if any of the trolls laughed at him for it, he would be upset about this. You know, he'd be upset about them daring say, you know, like mock him for whatever he's saying here. But he's being funny now. I'm happy. Okay.
I mean, when I was a kid, I used to, like, the food I didn't like, I'd give it the dog on the table. I never did shit like that.
You ever use the dog as a napkin?
I was waiting for him to just say that he picked it up and just kind of like lick his face clean. I was waiting for that. I wasn't expecting it. I wiped my face with a dog.
I've thrown food I didn't like to. I sometimes give my cat. You know.
Oh.
I'm sure Boogie's done some lazy. What's the laziest?
I mean, the laziest thing I probably did was hire my roommate after my divorce, so I didn't have to do nothing. That's probably the laziest thing I ever did. You know, it's like I don't want to do anything.
I noticed in your documentary, your house is immaculate. Like
It's like not like I don't know where Wings is coming for with that, but it's like not. I remember there's a video of his. I actually pointed out that there was just dog shit just on the floor. Like there was just dog shit in the background on the floor. like actual dog shit, like just an actual turd just fucking lying there. His house is not immaculate. But once again, when Boogie brings up like the Chad thing, like I hired Chad, he makes it like any other time he talks about this, he makes it sound like such like a big struggle for him because he had to hire Chad because his support structure left, and you know Dez was leaving him, and he was just going to struggle, and he's probably just going to end up dying, you know, because everyone had left him. So he claimed he had to hire Chad, and he asked Chad if you'd do this, and Chad volunteered and said, yes, okay, I'll quit my job and I'll work for you. So, like, you know that. But then, I also feel he's only mentioning this because that also plays in his whole financial thing. Yeah.
It's not immaculate, but it ain't bad. Yeah.
It looked pretty good to me.
it looked good, like for a fat person, because I expected like some fucking like hoarder shit coming out of there. Like there'd be like a Pac-Man doll that's got like a pack of food wrappers around him and shit like that. Do you make it ever clean your house, or does your roommate do it?
I do a little bit. My roommate does a little bit. Desi, of course, now she keeps the place very nice. But I mean, I always felt like I'm lucky because I am a hoarder. But the thing a hoarder is like playing cards, right? Like you know, so it's easy to store that.
Why does he just have those? Why does he have some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles playing card? Why does he just have those sitting there? Where the fuck do they come from?
Thank God I don't have to like have giant piles of stupid everywhere. I do. But at least it looks kind of nice, or you know, at least plastic garbage.
Like if you look at my background, it looks like shit. You know, like
I mean, mine ain't gorgeous.
But if you look, like my room is actually clean.
Okay.
And like people wanted me so fucking bad to be like this nasty fucking trash hoarder. They desired it.
I'm just gonna point to box mounting again because like I am curious because that looks like a piece of medical equipment sticking out there. That fucking like. Whatever the fuck. Either that or he's like joining King Cobra JFS and he's making mead now. But whatever the fuck is this, it looks medical. I'm just gonna stick it out of that fucking box there.
And I've just never been to my person. My mother would beat the shit out of me if I was that person growing up.
I'll tell you the biggest reason I'm not like that is because my mom was kind of like that. The living room was always scrubbed as clean as she could get it, right? Mm-hmm. Because that's where people would see. But when it came to kitchen, generally too. But when it came to like back bedrooms and stuff, they were piled to the top. And they were covered in dog shit. So here's one of my favorite stories.
Well, I already said that.
In kindergarten, and they were like we're going over our colors, and they're like, all right, so what's an example of something red? You know, somebody raises their hand, apple, right? What's something orange? It's the orange.
Oh, no.
Then they said white, and I raised my hand, and I was like, dog poop's white. And she's like, no, that's actually brown. And I'm like, no, if it's there long enough, it turns white.
As a kindergartner, I was like, no, dear teacher, I find that you are quite mistaken in this. For if you do leave a dog turd lying on the ground for at least 3 to 4 weeks, you shall find that it shall turn quite white. It shall calcify indeed. Yeah, that's what you would say in kindergarten, Boogie. Fucking, that was a real story. Thanks, Boogie. Thanks for joining in the conversation. Fucking hell. It's like I say, I don't want to come across like a total fucking buzzkill where I'm just like, oh, obvious fake story. But it's just like, bro, at least like make it like slightly believable. Like at least make the exchange between yourself and your teacher like a slightly believable story. As opposed to your kindergartner saying, well, actually, teacher, I think you'll find if it remains out long enough, it shall at some point turn white.
It dries out and becomes white because there was dog shit in every one of these bedrooms.
Oh, God. Well, this is growing up, you said?
Yeah, it's growing up. And then, like, when I would visit my mom before she passed in 2009, she had, like, a little chihuahua, and it was an indoor-outdoor dog,
everywhere.
but she wouldn't always let it out. But, like, I would step in dog shit every
In the
day I
house.
was in that house because she just...
It's like I said, it's just story. It probably make more sense if it wasn't coming from Boogie, like I've said, where I have specifically seen in the back of his videos actual dog shit on the floor. So, okay, Boogie, cool.
Didn't clean it up. So, I mean... I have dogs, but you go outside, boys. I take you out every 2 hours. I get up to make sure you're out every 2 hours.
Sure.
Like in the middle of the night. I can't.
Okay, bro.
I can't. My house might be junked up. And the background behind me is junked up, right? But it's not dirty. It's not filthy. You're not going to find grime or dog shit or rats or none of that. You know? I can't stand it. I would rather...
the level of... at least it's not dirty. You won't find rats in it. Okay. Fucking great.
I'd rather put a bullet in my head. I'm telling you.
What's that dog's name of yours?
Why does he always look so annoyed when he takes a drink and like looks off screen?
Sammy?
Who, the one with the walleyes or the
that ugly mutt you have.
Sammy
in
is
the movie.
Sammy
The one I like or the one I hate?
is my soul dog. I love
Soul
him.
dog.
Like I mean,
the
like
other
where were
one's
the
name?
Yeah, I don't like small dogs.
It's Leo.
I think they should put all small dogs to sleep. I mean, they're not. God didn't want it that way. I mean, dogs supposed to be like, I don't know, herding sheep and shit.
To be fair, small dogs are proof that God doesn't exist.
So God doesn't want that.
Well, like,
you know that.
Well, small dogs are
small
man
dogs.
creation. Like it's
Yes.
selective.
Yeah,
breeding.
exactly. You know, you're gonna go to hell for having a small.
Thanks, Wings. Thanks, Wings, for chiming in. Just the man's creation. Man creation. Yeah, we know. Thanks, Wings.
Dog, you know,
small dogs are cats that don't hate you. You know, that's
Yeah,
that's
My
the-
cat's
but you're
the
blowing
dog
it with
we
God.
did.
God didn't want that. He wanted us like screwing around like it's a Frankenstein. That
Tommy,
fucking
you
dog he
think
has.
you think with my history
trying to say my
that when
kids are
I get to the
domesticated
pearly
whooping
gates,
Yes,
Tommy,
you had a Frankenstein. God didn't want that.
you think when I get to the pearly gates, that's going to be the deal breaker?
Yes,
Tommy, that I
because
own a
God-
small dog.
Because you're
really?
playing with his. Yes, because you're playing with his creation. You're right. All right. So you had some hoes. Big deal. You can forgive your way out of that. But then now you're playing God. So you're in trouble, mother.
I ain't breeding them. I'm just buying them. You know.
I don't like small dogs. I don't kick them or anything like that.
I bought a couple girls' dogs I was dating before.
Why? What?
What? Where? Boogie? Why? What? Boogie literally made that claim about the fucking 19-year-old he met through the fucking card store. Like, he made the claim that him and her had got Leo together. And now he's acting like, what? Why would you do that? Bro, that's literally what you've claimed.
Did you get to keep the dog or did they take them?
They probably took
the
them.
dog. It's a
I'm
gift.
sure they- I'm
But like,
sure.
I love how Boogie's confused about the idea of a gift. Like, he's actually confused about it. Because when he bought, the Leo for that girl, suspiciously, he still has Leo afterwards. You would think that the girl it was like bought for would keep it. You'd imagine that in your head. But apparently not. Boogie just decided to keep that. I know Boogie is like confused about the idea of giving gifts. This is a guy who claims he's like the most generous person who exists, who like just randomly slides into just random fans' DMs and just gives them money. That is a claim Boogie has made. But he is so confused at the idea of buying a gift for someone that he is pulling this fucking face.
long-term relationship, Boogie. It's when women want to be around you for more than like an afternoon.
Hey, most of them only made it 2 hours.
How long you been dating Des now?
That's funny.
You know, me and Desi been together for 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah, she moved in
Oh, so
June.
you
Yeah.
told
That doesn't mean that's how long you've been together. Especially when you're like, more than likely meeting her like last November. like last November, last October time. Especially around that time, Boogie. Well, you have been together about 6 months or so.
the internet right away about her. What are you nuts?
No, we waited. So we waited
A week.
till like July. But the reason we had somebody,
That was 6 months ago.
we had somebody who figured out that I followed her on Instagram, and they were like trying to like scoop it out, and they were going to dox us
so you
about
came
it.
all right,
and so
then-
we're just
then
like,
you-
we'll just tell her.
I
about it.
got-
Okay, so still there's literally no evidence that this has ever happened. Boogie has provided no evidence for it. Instead, Boogie has claimed that somehow, someone found Des, somehow worked out that they were dating. It's just somehow. There's just all I can say. It's just somehow they worked out all of this shit. Even though he hadn't shown her or anything like that, he made lots of hints, but no one actually believed his hints. Everyone thought he was just lying about all those girls, or just assumed they were all like sugar babies. They didn't think they were actual girlfriends or anything like that. So somehow, all of that shit, and then instead of doxing the whole thing and putting it on Kiwi Farms or anything like that, instead of any of that, instead of doing like an expose video or anything, they just decided somehow to like message Des directly and say, hello, I know that you're dating Boogie2988. And Boogie was like, oh shit, well let's just expose her and then get her to strip naked in my documentary. That makes sense to me as a way to make sure that this troll can't dox her. I'm going to fully dox her and then have her strip naked in my documentary. That is Boogie's like weird idea about why he quote unquote had to reveal her, even though like he could have just not, because even if this was real, like if this troll randomly came out and said, I bet these two are together because Boogie follows her, it's like, oh, she's a young ethot. Bro, I guarantee he follows more than just fucking one of them, so it wouldn't have made any difference anyway. It was just a really blatantly fake story, so I don't know. Like I said, it's because Boogie was doing this big song and dance earlier on about how he wasn't going to reveal any more girlfriends online or anything. And obviously he wanted to try and gloat that he has Des too. So he just had to try and find a reason why he was also being selfless in exposing her to the internet. And that's the story, I guess, he made up. And it was, it's kind of shit, honestly.
It don't matter. It don't matter. And originally we were gonna keep it quiet for a real long time.
Yeah, sure.
And
Yeah.
I
She was like 15, right?
Jesus Christ, no! I will tell you, I did have a successful Thanksgiving with her family. Went down there,
Sure.
stayed there
Oh,
for 2
God,
days.
I wonder-
We were
Entirely.
invited, believe it or not. I was surprised.
I have one question.
Believe you entirely.
Hit me.
Are you older than her father?
I mean, let me look. Me and him sat Desi down, and we gave her a history lesson about what it was like to fight in the First World War. You know,
Yeah. How old
I'm
is she?
just
Oh, that was a fucking banger there.
Hey,
Don't
me and
fucking
Kelly were
dodge
I don't know his
talking about
actual
this, like,
age, but
there's a
Don't-
good
don't
chance
dodge
that
his
Boogie might be
question.
older than her father.
100%. I don't know her actual age. Well, you've never met him because 100% that would come up in conversation.
Yeah, no, very well. It's actually likely.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm definitely older than her mom. I can tell you that.
I was 6.
I'm
You're
definitely
definitely
older than
older
her
than
mom. Yeah. And her mom. Okay, so let me tell. Okay, so
How old is how old is his dad? How old is her dad? Come on now.
she's got like 2 father figures in her life. One's kind of
All right, how about the guy that's
Weird, because in the documentary she had 0. Now, like, literally, she has 2. Fuck. Maybe the second one is Boogie. Maybe Boogie is including himself as the second father figure there.
the guy that she
Dad's
considers?
older than me. The biological dad, I think, is younger than me by a couple.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Tommy,
Boogie.
you
Good
got
job.
boys or girls?
I got a boy and a girl.
All right. What would you do
I got
if
a-
either one of them brought in a significant other that was older than you?
Older than me?
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't even think of that. Better as long as it's not Boogie.
Like,
I'll
just say,
tell you-
just say your boy
I'll
brings in a woman
older
that's in
than
her
me.
60s. And like,
You
this
know
is my
what? You know what?
fiance.
I tell you what. If let's say she was, let's talk. My daughter's 16. Let's pretend she was like 20 or something like that.
Okay.
Okay, 21.
Okay.
She brings home a 50-year-old guy. There's obviously some kind of fetish thing going on there, or she's a gold digger. One of the two. You know what I mean? So
Could be
like
both.
either way,
Could be both.
it could be a little bit of both, or it could be one or the other. Either way, there isn't going to be anything I can do about it. You know, short of threatening the guy, which never really works.
I love he says it like he has considered it at some point. I don't think it's just like specifically a fetish thing or like a gold digger. It could also just be like massive daddy issues. Like that's the obvious one, but obviously he wouldn't go there because that would imply some fault on his side.
Right.
What were you telling me, Boogie, that you had the talk with the old man?
So
How'd that go?
The older brother, he was like into YouTube culture stuff, so he was like super excited to have me there. The mom is all
Oh,
about.
yeah, he's super excited to have me there because I'm an internet celebrity. Have I mentioned that yet? The older brother, Dez's older brother, was super excited that me, Boogie 298, was sleeping with his little sister and had her naked in my documentary and was talking about how much I fuck her. Yeah, her older brother was so excited I was there. Like, can you ever say anything that's like remotely real or accurate or like any I'll take anything at this point. Literally anything. Can you tell a single story that's like even close to me being like, oh, okay, yeah, I could see that. Like anything, please.
Just like, hey, my daughter's really happy. That makes me really happy. Therefore, I'm happy with you. The stepdad definitely had his opinions, and
Was he-
both
was the
times
issues
I've
you
met
being
him, he's been pretty quiet. That's one of them, I think, for sure. They did watch the documentary, I think, and it was. I really wish they had not. But
bet.
both times, stepdad has basically said, "Take care of my daughter. I'll end you." Which I think is very respectable. In fact, if a parent doesn't say that in this situation, you're not much of a dad.
I'll be like,
in
no,
my
don't
opinion.
quit with
You're
this.
not much of a dad when I'm fucking your daughter and I'm older than you. Just okay, Boogie. Just whatever like fantasy storyline you want to have about how you met her parents, and like her brother thinks you're the coolest YouTuber ever, and he had you sign his dick or something. I don't know, whatever storyline. And then the fucking dad and the mom sat down together and they watched her be naked and watched you talk about how you fuck her on camera and everything like that. Just all of that. Just all of that. Just a really believable stuff. Yeah, it's just all. Let me know. Let me know about all of that and really actual stuff that happened.
Fake threats. You know, do you see what I look like? Do you see what I eat? I fear no death. I fear
Jordy,
death, my friend.
Jordy, I'm telling you, sometimes I wonder if someone just comes put a bullet in you, they'd be doing you a favor. Just to be honest.
You take more than one, dog. I'm a
ouch.
big boy.
So he gave you the threat, but you got along. I mean,
Yeah,
it was a good trip.
It was a
He
good
wasn't
trip.
that uncomfortable.
Food was good. We sat and bullshitted, watched some movies, and talked about life and stuff. And then, at some point,
Talk about the horse.
No,
that didn't come up?
No,
Should've watched the
thank
movie.
God. How would you even talk about it?
No, thank God that didn't come up. Even though they watched the documentary, and I'm sure that is probably something that they actually probably would bring up if they existed and this was real.
Like, what would you? How
Let
did
me
that
ask you
even come up?
something, Steve.
How does that even come up? Maybe at the same time as her older brother, like saying how you're like YouTube royalty and thinking you're the coolest person ever, as they're watching a documentary with their sisters naked and talking about fucking you.
Where does my little girl rank between LA 10 and Arkansas 8?
Steve up, dog. I'd start telling him about kinky ass sex I had with his daughter.
I brought a cyanide pill just in case that topic came up. I don't know what to say in that situation.
One thing you know about me,
Oh,
I am
God.
not shy.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I think that's enough, gentlemen. I think we gave them all.
Thank
all we
God.
can give them. Well, I took my Thanksgiving dinner off for this. Well,
I'm sorry, we had to end it in like the fakest story. It's like if I just suddenly sat down and goes, "Hey guys, would you like me to sit here for 3 minutes and tell you about how I went to the fucking moon and fucked a moon princess? Do you want me just to tell you that story?" That's exactly the feeling I had listening to Boogie tell me about the totally real Thanksgiving.
let me have my dinner, but this is my day. We don't have this in.
Phil, he's a businessman. He's more successful than us, but none of us have to.
Yes.
Make
He's
sure.
so
that-
Well, he is more successful than you.
my tips
He's so
during the day.
He's so successful, he doesn't even have to shop at the most popular grocery store in the world.
I'm glad. He's so much better than you.
He takes your money. He takes your money that you donate to him, and he pays 20% more at Target because he's better than you. Never forget it.
I'm glad to know that I was right. That Target is a higher brand. I'm happy with that.
Never forget it.
Better than you, better than us. It's a bully podcast. He said we were a bully podcast. Can you believe that?
Well, yeah, it kinda counts, actually.
Target, right?
Oh, what are you talking about?
You didn't see that?
What?
Like Phil.
No.
Phil had one
I missed that
wheel
one.
stole off his car. Like Kat took it to work, and I think she works at
I
some
missed
kind of
that
grocery
one.
store. And when she came out, somebody had her car on jacks, and just one Corolla wheel was missing. And Phil had
Oh,
a
that's
megathon
funny.
to replace his $600 Corolla
Oh,
wheel.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, that's probably sitting in like Duty Streams' living room.
Like
right
it's
now.
like, okay.
It's like his prized possession. He like bought it off of some guy.
Oh my god, Boogie actually made me laugh. I feel so bad now. That was a good one. That was actually a good one.
The trolls like trying to find out and like find the market for this Corolla wheel because it's like the most prized possession of the field, like lore.
That's good.
All right, everybody. That's another episode of Lolcow. I hope you enjoyed it. Happy Thanksgiving.
I have no idea how I feel about that compared to other videos. I really don't. Like, that's the thing. I feel like I come away from the Lolcow podcast kind of like always feeling more or less the same. That there are some highlights, but they're not worth it in the long run. But it was fine. It was an absolutely fine episode compared to the last ones, I guess. I actually laughed at some of it. Some of it was enjoyable. Boogie dominated too much of it, like usual. Wings underplayed a bit too much, like usual. Tommy was kind of there, unfortunately, like usual. Yeah, that's gonna be the video, guys. Have a good one. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.